Waiting we carry for her. I said they never know. Waiting we carry for body. Ọ̀kìn lọ lọ́jà ẹyẹ ni ń lo lójú. Ṣiṣẹ́ fún ilẹ̀ bàbá wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìlú bàbá wa. Ká jùmọ̀ sowọ́pọ̀ ká lè tó dúdú wá ká. Ọmọ òdúdú á ṣe kiri. Ẹ dìde fún ẹ̀tọ́ adúláwọ̀. Ká lè jọ jùmọ̀ dé. Délẹ̀ ìlérí. Ká wálé gba ògo ilẹ̀ wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká lè jọ gbàdé. Ká lè gbàdé adé adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni ìmọ̀lẹ̀ tí yóò tàn káàkiri. KOIKIMEDIA, àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ. Ètò tó pọ̀jù ògbó, ìwà mọ̀lẹ́ ni. Kásá, ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà wá kájé gbúgbá yín jẹ. Ètò tó pọ̀jù ògbó, ìwà mọ̀lẹ́ ni. À ń gbé tó lárugẹ, à ń kásá lárugẹ. Ètò tó pọ̀jù ògbó, ìwà mọ̀lẹ́ ni. News and sports, ẹ máa rí gbọ́. Ètò tó pọ̀jù ògbó, ìwà mọ̀lẹ́ ni. Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú aláyọ̀ ni ló ní kí n máa gé tata. KOIKIMEDIA, ọ̀rọ̀ lágbájúmọ̀ mi. Má bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ. Ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn, ọmọ Yorùbá tata o. À ń gbádùn rẹ̀, ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú ẹlẹ́rẹ̀ mi. Ṣé ń lọ máa fi dìbò tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ o? Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa ń dé mádémádé. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa wọ̀ o. Igbó máa wọ̀ gbájọ́jì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ. Àjòjì tó bá wọ bẹ̀, àìbẹ̀bẹ̀ ni ẹ bọ́ra. Ẹ̀yin lọ máa náwó òyìnbó tó dé. Ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o, owó náà dẹ́ tún pọ̀ sí o. KOIKIMEDIA, ṣàwa ni bàbá. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Àdáńtọ́, àtúnpèrè gidi. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Àwa là ń gbé tò lárugẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́ o. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Àtúnjà fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa, fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Ọmọ Òdùwà ni wá o, tọkàntọkàn. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Ikú tó ṣe bí lébi òsì, àdìmú bàbá iyọ̀. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. We bring you one closer to your doorstep. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Afẹ́fẹ́ tó fẹ́ o tó kàn ní oko lára ni. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Àpèrè gèdè Olódùmarè ló fún wa ṣe. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Gbogbo ayé ẹ gbọ́, àwa ni bàbá o. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà yín wá o. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Òtútù alágbèdá ní òtítọ́ lágbèdá ní. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. A kì í sọ̀dálẹ̀, a kì í sọ̀dí kẹta. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Àdúró tán, àtúnpèrè gèdè. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. KOIKIMEDIA, we bring you one closer to your doorstep. Àwọn ni bàbá. KOIKIMEDIA is around. Is around, no. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kálẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Ẹgbẹ́ tí ẹ̀kọ́ ètò tó kojú gbogbo. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kálẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Ẹgbẹ́ tí ẹ̀kọ́ ètò tó kojú gbogbo. KOIKIMEDIA is around. KOIKIMEDIA.
It is a Sunday, and I say good evening, good morning. Thank you so much, Okechukwu Kumar. That is the first comment I can pick up. He said, keep it up, sir. We Biafrans hope to have our brother Mazen Amdekanu released by the government on the 15th, which is 5 days. It's going to be a total lockdown. If you're in the southeast, the Biafra government in exile under the leadership of my brother, Mazi Simon Ekpa, I've said that Biafra will be under lock and key from the 15th day of December up to the 19th. Nnamdi Kanu must be released, and nobody should say otherwise. So thank you so much, my brother. Chukuma. Like I always say, the Biafra has the backup and the backing of the KOIKIMEDIA any day, anytime, and we will continue to support your quest for the self-determination, just as we will be doing as well. Ogumola Abiodun, good evening and welcome. You also say, please tell our leaders that Biafrans should not leave us behind. And you also say, I am tired of this bastard country called Nigeria. Easy. Good evening to you, Sanjo Beauty. We are just starting the program. I say shout out to my beautiful mother. I love you too much. To my beautiful wives, to my children, and every single one of you. You know how the drill is. 18th anniversary. Nigeria has been creating pain in the heart of many people. I don't know how you feel about Nigeria, but there was a young brother that died in Port Harcourt that drove and probably, over speed, had an accident. 2 hospitals rejected him. He's doing very well. He doesn't have to travel outside the country. I don't know him. I saw the news myself. 2 hospitals rejected him. What happened during the Sosoliso plane crash in 2005? This is the conversation, a very painful time for the family and the loved ones of those that died. We will be talking about it tonight and we'll be reflecting on it. I am KOIKIMEDIA, popularly called the Yoruba Nation Campaigner. As we pray for Kelechi, she survived that plane crash. She's doing very well. We hope that she would continue to do very well. But what about the mothers, the fathers, the brothers, the uncle? These people should have been alive, and I welcome the 60 Angel TV. We want you all to go and subscribe. We're going to be giving her a call in just about few minutes after we've done all our prep. The 60 Angel TV is going to be launched today, and they will be talking about the Sosolico crash. There will be probably more people that will be talking there. It will be like a podcast. This is one of the mothers that lost a son in that plane crash. I've just spoken to her some few minutes ago. She'll be coming to speak to us. She spoke to us on the Star Radio UK Niger Voices. Tonight, I would like to appreciate every single one of you. If this is your first time of joining me, why not tell somebody else that we are live? Because it's all about what do we want out of Nigeria? Good leadership, a restructured Nigeria, a united Nigeria. How long has Nigeria been a pain to you? My mom told me Nigeria started being a pain. She left in 1990. I left after some few years. I don't know when you want to leave, but the question is, it is time that we say enough is enough. I know the last time we did a program, somebody was saying that the light, please let me know if you want me to remove that light, but it's just a Christmas light. I believe in everything. I am not against any religion, but the Yoruba culture, we will continue to say it is the only thing that the colonialism wanted to destroy. I am Olayomi Koiki. We would also be giving you, just to say thank you. I know some of you are waiting. You want to know how much we've raised for Oloye Igboho. We've done very well, almost close to 1 million. I'm sure we can hit that 1 million precisely, and we can say thank you so much for the love. And that money will start to be disbursed to Oloye Igboho from tonight. Thank you so much for those of you that are still calling and say, Koiki, this is my little contribution. Even somebody sent 2,000 Naira. That is a big donation. I am Olayomi Koiki. Today is the 10th day of December 2023, a very sad day in the history of what is called the contraction Nigeria, and we will break it. It will be diplomatic, it will be painful, and I hope it is not going to be another second civil war.
Ọjọ́ òní ọjọ́ tó lágbẹ̀rẹ̀ gidi gan-an ni fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá àtàtà. Orí ni ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ọba ti pọ̀ tá ìbá yọ ọ́. Wọ́n ní alákọ̀ọ́rí ọmọ ti lọ. Wò ó, èyí tí wọ́n ròyìn yẹ̀ olúwo ọba ló kúkú sẹ́. Sáńdà máa Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho ṣàṣẹ́bẹ̀ lọ wà. Ọ̀gá máa dúpẹ́ Olódùmarè ọba òkúta. Tó o bá ti tàbí wòlé pọ́jọ́ òní ó tó pé kọ́ kí lọ fẹ́ wá láàrin àwọn ọmọ adarí mú gan. Tàbí tó o bá ti tàbí kí ọmọ láàrin ìgbẹ́ kí lọ máa ṣẹ̀dá òfin ìró. ọjọ́ máa dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ alágbẹ̀dẹ àyànmá ọba tó fi rà tó dùn ọmọ adéyẹmọ o ìwọ náà kọ́ olódùmarè ọba ní kí ọlá lùgbẹ́ ẹ̀sẹ̀ wọn ló wá o Sunday o jáwé máa gbọ́ ó ti gbogbo ọmọ adéyẹmọ o dé wọn mọ́lẹ̀ pátápátá wọn ò lè mí mọ́ o ti kó wọn láyà jẹ́ kó o lè sókè wọ́n ṣẹ̀rù bà wọ́n ọjà wọn láyà wọn ò lè mí fín mọ́ o ti fi òkúdú ńlá fọ́ ìtọ́ òru ní èyẹ dànù. ọmọ adéyẹmọ fáwọn ọba tiẹ̀ ọmọ bọ́ọ̀lù ogun ọmọ àlè ìwọ náà bí bàbá dojú dé àsìkò bí ọba ṣe sí ẹja fọ kí ni ń bẹ nínú ọ̀gán ọmọ adéyẹmọ ti dún mọ̀wúrú bí ọ̀pá ni kò pa ni bí ọba ní pa ni kó yé dún mọ̀wúrú Sunday ọmọ adéyẹmọ ó ti di bí àná yìí yé ẹjẹ ọmọdé mú ewé kókò tó bá lè fi ọmọ bẹ́ẹ̀ tó bá fẹ́ fọyà kó máa fọyà gbèrègbèrè sàǹgbọrọ máa fọkù ẹni bá wọ pé ọmọ adéyẹmọ ti di bí àná yìí láti wo ọmọ adéyẹmọ ìgbóhùnsà yé orí ìlà pé ọmọ Yorùbá àtàtà ọmọ ọkọ ní ọwọ́ sẹwọn bẹ́ẹ̀ lọmọ ọkọ ṣe ìwọ lọpàá gàmbàrí nípa ìsìn Sunday ọmọ adéyẹmọ ọpàá gàmbàrí nípa ìsìn ọpàá Sunday ìgbóhùnsà ọ̀pẹ̀lẹ̀ àmàbà rẹ lọ òròlù ọmọ fẹ̀lá mọ̀lẹ́nilé mo sùn lẹ́ẹ̀kan ọmọ ajátẹ́yẹ yẹ ní àmàbà rẹ mo dé mọ̀dá ní òde wọ́n di méjì tìbá rẹ̀ ta ọmọdé méjì tìbá rẹ̀ ti àgbẹ̀dá ní ó di méjì tìbá rẹ̀ pẹ̀lúlógún ó kan ilà àárọ̀ pẹ̀lú gbogbo ilé ìwọ̀n àgàdà nínú bí àwọn rẹ̀ ọmọ gbẹ́tọ̀ olóko ní ìṣòwò akọ̀yẹ́sẹ̀ olóko ní ìṣòwò ìgbàlẹ̀kẹ̀ ọmọ adéyẹmọ Sunday ọ̀gbọ̀n sàmà ogun ní nílógún ogun ló ní ilé àárọ̀ ogun ni wọ́n fi jagun bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n jẹ́ bó gùn òyì ẹjẹ́ nira wọn ló gùn náà Sunday ọmọ adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho ṣà ló ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá gbòmìnira dandan ni máa wá gbọ́ o àṣẹ lọ́dọọdọ yóò ìlànà lọ́dùnmọ́ rẹ̀ ni ọmọ ìlú ọmọ adéyẹmọ o dákun mọ́rọ̀ làwọn oníṣẹ́ ẹ̀tọ́ kálukú fi dùn wọ́n orí kálukú ló gbé ọdẹ́kọ̀ tó dùn wọ́n máa gbọ́ o gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá tàtà ẹ̀ tẹ́wá lóye ẹja sọwọ́pọ̀ ká gbé ẹni tó lọ́wọ́ fi sẹ́ ká gbé lárugẹ gidi ni ẹni méjì wọ̀ wọn ò dùn ẹjọ́ òròdù lọ sí ibà méjì kọ́ ẹni tó lọ́wọ́ fi sẹ́rán ọ̀gẹ́tọ̀ sí ẹni tó fi ra wọn Sunday ọmọ adéyẹmọ tó fi ra tiwa akọni jagunjagun ọkùnrin tarararara gbọdọkẹlẹ ọmọ adéyẹmọ wọn máa gbọ́n fẹ́ sàgbàkan fún wọn ni ẹni tó bá ní kó òkú ní kékeré kó máa fọwọ́ náà wọ́n síra wọn wọ́n ní kàkọ́ máa sọ àrẹ kókò dànù ìmọ̀jọ́ ayọ́yẹ pọ̀ ní kú lọ́wọ́ ọmọ gbá kékeré tó kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ìdáhọ́ iná máa gbẹ̀yìn agbẹ̀dẹ òsì pàtàkì òní kúrò òdòkó tẹ̀ máa gbọ́ àwọn bàbá rẹ tó ti wà nínú ìgbé ìdájọ́ wọn máa fọwọ́ tí ó gẹ́gẹ́ ni àwọn alágbá jagun tí wọ́n ní jagun ṣáájú ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wọn máa fi ọtí ó gẹ́gẹ́ ni Oòduà Ọlọ́fin Ọbàtálá Báṣọ̀run Àjàká Ajẹ́ńgẹ́tìrẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹ̀fọ́fọ̀gẹ́rì nánàbọ̀fúnná òun lẹ̀ lẹ́rú ọmọdékùnrin ìfọ́ta agorílá agorí kòkó alùpùpù àbá ògèdè ìgbé ẹgbẹ́gun gbúrò lè jẹ́ sàgbó. máa gbọ́ mẹ́sàn-án ọmọdé yẹn mọ́ ń bọ́ sàkó tí wọ́n kùnà yàwá yẹn náà ọmọdé yẹn mọ́ Ìgbòho sáńpọ̀ ló ti di pẹ̀tùpẹ̀tù tiẹ̀ sí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ lọ́dún kó lọ rè jó kùnà yà ọ̀sẹ̀ pààyàn rìn kẹ́ni máa ń dè bàbá rẹ lọ òrùkàtàrí gbàgbà kẹ́ni máa ń dè bàbá rẹ lọ alárùgbọ́ parúgbọ́ Sunday ọmọ adéyẹmọ ní oṣù olùkọ́ ní gbangba Sunday ọmọ adéyẹmọ ó ti di gbogbo ọdún ó ti wà lókè ẹni bá ní ọjà kọ́kọ́ máa kú máa gbọ́ ọ tó o má bẹ̀rù ọ̀tẹ̀ mọ́ ó rí ní gbogbo fùrùfùrù labalábá tí wọ́n ń dìbò lẹ́kùn Sunday ọmọ adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho ṣà ó rí bí wọ́n ti mọ sọ àkísà máa gbọ́ ọ jẹ́ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá àtàtà lóye akọ́dà yìí ọgbọ́n ọmọ adéyẹmọ ní ẹja kọ́wọ́tì àti ìbẹ̀bí tó lágbẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹja kọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ èmi tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ̀ fún mi kò lè gbé wa lẹ́nu kankan pa akọ́dà yìí ọgbọ́n ẹja kọ́ ọ̀pọ̀ ká bí ẹni tó gbọ́ pẹ́pẹ́sẹ́ lárugẹ ẹ máa gbọ́ wọn ní bọ́ mi ṣe wọ́n máa tọ́lá wọn ní igi igbó sórí ipò wọ́n dìgbẹ́ ẹ̀rí ni àwọn àgbàlagbà wọ́n ní bí orí bá gbó tọrùn inú téèyàn ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ gan ni Sunday ọmọ adéyẹmọ yé máa bá kó tó òní ọjọ́ burúkú tó lágbẹ̀rẹ̀ ni ṣùgbọ́n àwọn tí wọ́n ṣe rú ẹ̀ wọn ò lè mú tẹ́ má ṣe pé ṣùgbọ́n nù rẹ̀ tó ọba tó sọ́dọ̀ rẹ̀ bọ̀ ìmọ̀lẹ̀.
And that is a kind of a ringtone that we play. We're not able to say good evening to everyone singly because this is a very, very important program. I'm going to speak a lot of English. underneath there, under the washing machine. I'll be speaking a lot of English to communicate this evening because of the nature. Okay, this individual is probably not aware that I'm live. I am live. That is the reason why I'm disconnecting the call. I am actually live. Monile Soro, we are live on the program. Thank you. Because if not, they'll be disturbing and the call will keep coming because sometimes people are not aware that we are live. This is a live transmission. It's not a recorded. Please sit back, enjoy it, get a cup of tea, a water, and I could say I will appreciate everyone towards the end of the program. We might be probably more than 3 hours. So I don't know how far you want to sit with us, but it is very cheap for you to listen through the Mix LR. There are people there that listen to it. It saves you a bit of megabyte. For those of you abroad, just make sure you turn it off because tonight is just to reflect back on what is Nigeria and why Sosoliso plane crash must never be forgotten. It's good that we now have the social media where we can highlight this case, but there is a YouTube channel that will be dedicated for it. We will be supporting the mother because that is one mother out of so many mothers that lost children during the Sosoliso plane crash. Thank you so much to the backup team. And like I said, I will give a quick update on the donation from KOIKIMEDIA to Oloyegbowo. And then we're going to make a phone call to our mother just to give us again what we should know and how painful it is losing a loved one. Nigeria, we pray, will not happen to you. Do not joke with this kind of conversation. This is a conversation that you need. These children should have been in their 30. Probably, grandchildren will have come out thinking of having a good life. They all died in that plane crash. Maybe that should have been avoided. But in Nigeria, we link everything to God. And more lonely. Let us not deceive ourselves. Sometimes we must hold people responsible. We will play all other ones later just to say as much of time. We have all the time. We're not in a rush, but again, because it's a very, very important day in the lives of many parents that remember their children that died during the Sosoliso plane crash. This broadcast today, just to go in record, is dedicated to every individuals that lost someone, whether those that are still alive, like our sister Kelechi, I hope I have to pronounce her name very well. Yeah, Kechi, that is still alive. She survived it. We will play a bit of her voice. But before that, this is just to say again that the Yoruba Nation campaign is a quest, and that quest will be respected by the government of Federal Republic of Nigeria under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There will also be the international community that will respect our right to self-determination, just like the Biafra, and whoever wants to exit what was put together by the British government in 1914. Let's first listen to this.
The Yoruba Yoruba-speaking tribe of Nigeria has been accepted as the 45th member of the Unrepresented Nations and Peoples Organization. Leader of the Yoruba World Congress, Professor Banji Akintoye, says the membership represents a very important step in the collective quest of well-meaning Yoruba people to achieve the goal of dignity and self-determination.
It is my great pleasure and pride to inform you that the Yoruba nation has been admitted to the membership of UNPO. UNPO means Unrepresented Nations and Peoples Organization, with its headquarters in The Hague. The UNPO expressed their gladness to welcome the Yoruba nation as a new member of UNPO, and they're looking forward to working with us. It is important because it is a great stride, and it represents a very important step in our collective quest to achieve the goal of dignity in the country in which we live, and also to achieve the goal of self-determination for our nation. Our Yoruba nation now has a voice on the international stage via the machinery of the UNPO, which maintains a permanent presence before the United Nations and before other international agencies like the European Union, the African Union, the United States government, and the governments of various other countries across the world.
And that was Professor Adebanji Akintoye. He still remains and the only Yoruba self-determination leader. He's not the leader for Yoruba people. We have the Afenifere. We're not sure what Afenifere is doing because they're sitting on the keg of time bomb because Nigeria is moving very fast and Afenifere is not moving with time. So Afenifere is a pan-Yoruba social cultural group. They've been around for a very long time. We respect them. There's so many elderly people there. There are young people there, but they are not moving with time. And Baba Akintoye is moving with time at 88. Baba Akintoye knew that Nigeria failed, just as we're going to be talking about Sosoliso. Let me give a quick update and appreciate some of these names that I'm going to be mentioning again tonight. I would like to appreciate those of you that have contributed towards the voluntary contribution for KOIKIMEDIA to donate it to Oloyegbowo. You are not doing it for anything more than the fact that we just say thank you so much to Oloyegbowo. I'd like to appreciate Mrs. Grace Olushoto. Thank you so much, Mother. We appreciate your grandmother. Also, Pampay. Somebody says Pampay. I don't know. Maybe you are using an app. Thank you so much. Also, Mr. Odelola. Mrs. Odelola Elizabeth. Thank you so much. We love you. We appreciate you. Also, Stanley Margaret Edo. Thank you so much as well. There's another name coming up with Stanley. Some of you have used an app, to send the money, and that literally means that it's not coming up with your name. Also, would like to appreciate again, just to go back from when we started on Friday. I guess we started on Friday. So I'm just going to do a quick recap on some of those names quickly. Mr. Yemi Fatoke, thank you so much. We love you. We appreciate you. Bob Infrastructure, Mrs. Folashade Falade, we love you. We appreciate you. Mr. Boboye Adebiyi, thank you so much. I think that's the reason why we got to be careful because of the TikTok, because it picks things separately. Also, Mr. Oluwafemi Emmanuel, thank you so much. We appreciate you, sir. Miss Oluremi Ogabi Kilanko, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Mrs. Victoria Ojo, we say thank you, Mother. Mrs. Stella Oyetunji, we love you so much, so much. Thank you so much. Bishop Adeshina, I spoke to him. Bishop will be joining us on Niger Voices on Wednesday because there's now naira scarcity in Nigeria again. Why are we getting naira scarcity? Bishop Adeshina will be explaining all that. Also, we are having General, I call him General Trostina. Is one of our, what we call the Yoruba security outfit. He'll be speaking to us just for a few minutes on Wednesday on Niger Voices, but we are having a full program together on Friday, God's willing, inshallah, Lashedumare, in Jesus' name. So it's going to be a very packed week as we're going into a new week again. Thank you so much, Mr. Sulaiman Adigun. Mr. Kola Ademolu, thank you so much. Easy Dollar, thank you so much, my brother. ID Noble Italy, thank you so much, Mr. Stephen. Liti Atkix, thank you so much. Monday Olabiodun, thank you so much. Again, Mr. Timothy Ogunrinde Olushola, thank you. Mr. and Mrs. Okpa Yemi. Mommy Caroline, thank you so much. Mr. Natalie Samuel, Mrs. Folashade Johnson, and Grandma, thank you so much. Dizzy Man 123, we appreciate you. Mr. Loa Femi Oloba, Mr. Ogunbadejo. If you haven't heard your name for whatever reason, don't worry. Those names is just to appreciate what they've done in the last 48 hours. Like I said, it is not going to be an open window forever because that account must continue to be operated for other reasons that I use it for. So, but if you're sending anything after tomorrow, please make sure you clarify that it's for CSI. And again, be rest assured, CSI is saying thank you so much to each and every one of you. So that is on that. Let's now come back quickly because I want to bring our mother in less than 15 minutes. But let us first listen to one of the survivors of that Sosoliso. I'm going to then give you a bit of the background. There's been a lot of people that have talked about it on the X space, which is the former Twitter. It shows that Sosoliso is a plane crash that we lost many innocent lives. Maybe we will learn that Nigeria is just a crime scene. I do not own the copyright to this video. I'm actually using it just for the purpose of today. We've actually said on KOIKIMEDIA, we will start reducing using people's video. We will use our own original content video so that we do not have issues with the social media that we are using presently. But this is just because today is a special day. This program is dedicated to everyone affected. Everyone. Yoruba people died in there. Igbo people died. I believe Hausa. But one thing is, that country called Nigeria must come down so that the next generation will never hear that name Nigeria again. We are never Nigerians. That is what the British wanted to do by creating this block called Nigeria. We are Yoruba before Nigeria. Nigeria would eventually be deamalgamated. It's just about when and how soon. Let's listen to Kechi. She survived the crash, but with about 65% burnt on her body. Like I said, we do not own the copyright to this video. Just waiting for the advert to go through.
I don't know, I just felt so heavy. So I made a decision while in that hospital bed that I would spend my life living as fully as possible. That was the best way for me to keep the memories of those that passed away alive. My burn scars do not define me. They are definitely a big part of me, but they're not everything. Life before the accident was a lot of fun. I grew up in Nigeria, which is my home country, and I spent my first 16 years there. When I started high school, which was a boarding school, I made a lot of friends there that have become lifelong friends. I was a really good-looking teenager, and I was aware of it, so obviously I had a lot of confidence from that. I was traveling home for the Christmas holidays with 60 other students from my high school in Abuja, Nigeria.
I was at the airport and with all the other parents. It wasn't a new thing. This is what we always did. We wait at the airport for the kids to come in.
Once the descent started, that was when everything kind of started to get crazy. It started with just a few bumps here and there and just some turbulence, but then eventually it became very extreme and people started to freak out, and that was when we realized that something was wrong. I remember there was a lot of screaming and chaos. I never got a chance to feel anything further than that shock. Before I knew it, there was this like loud metal scraping sound, and that's literally the last thing I remember before I blacked out.
All right.
About 20 minutes passed.
I will just leave it like that. It's just to get the grasp of these background to Sosoliso. Maybe some of you might not know, but the parent of those that lost children at this very terrible incident would never forget. I mean, many things happen in Nigeria. We still have Nigerians in the captive of the terrorists, the Boko Haram, the ISIS. Remember the NYSC students that were traveling to Sokoto State. As I speak to you right now, they are still currently being held by these same terrorists. So a lot of things is happening. We lost, innocent Nigerians at the bomb blast by the federal government of the Nigerian military. I mean, imagine using the Nigerian money, taxpayers' money, to bomb you. Let's talk about, many crimes and so many crimes. Remember the White Garment Church in Ogun State where the terrorists went in there, they raped a young girl and some mothers as well. How many do we want to talk about? So sometimes we might not even know what is behind some of the news happening in Nigeria. And this is the reason why you got to sit on this kind of platform, and reasons why we are saying we need to exit. And it has to be done now before it is too late. I was actually just picking up on the Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken. And like I always say to you, this is an international platform. So sometimes we talk about international news so that you can get the grasp of what is going on. This was about 5 hours ago. And this is what he said: human right belongs to everyone. So that means, human right belongs to the Yoruba people. It belongs to the Biafran people. Just as we pray for Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu returned back to court in the next 5 days. And we hope that justice will be served after the sadist, the fake man called himself Buhari, and Yemi Osibajo kidnapped and renditioned him back to Nigeria. So we're going to be monitoring that. But there's a statement that have come out from the Biafra government in exile under the leadership of the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, says there will be a total lockdown. So a Yoruba man, don't travel to the southeast from the 15th. Whatever you want to do, make sure you get it done before the 14th. Respect that. It is not because of anything. It's because we don't want Hope Uzodinma and the governors in the southeast to kill you and blame it on the ESN. ESN is a security outfit that is protecting their people against the Fulani terrorists. America does not allow terrorists. They will kill them. The British does not allow that. They will kill them. Why then must terrorists go to the southeast? If the Yoruba want the terrorists to continue to infiltrate us because Igboho is speaking and none of you wants to listen to that, so be it. But from the 15th up to the 19th, the southeast will be completely locked down until we get to give you update again. So a lot of things happen, but let me talk about Anthony Blinken. Says human right belongs to everyone. They are the universal, indivisible, irrelated. Today, as we recognize the 75th years of Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the United States reaffirms our deep commitment to protect human rights, hold human rights abusers accountable. So when we Yoruba eventually start our campaign, should the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu do otherwise, it will be also be put in the same bracket like President Muhammadu Buhari, the former president, the saddest guy, okay, dead or alive. I don't know whether Buhari is real or is fake. I don't know. But as far as I'm concerned, he's dead or is alive. So the Yorubas are going to start coming out. I don't know when. We hope very soon. And our rights will be respected under the international law. And I hope one day justice will be served for those that died at the Sosoliso plane crash. This broadcast is dedicated to them, so I will continue to mention them. But like I said, in 10 minutes, which is going to be 10 p.m. local time in London, or we can say 2200 hours. You are 2300 hours, just about 10 minutes before that. Nigeria is 1 hour ahead of us. My name again is Olayomi Koiki. So when we talk about human rights, Nigeria do not have or uphold any kind of human right. It's a lawless country, and that is why we are hoping that this coming 5 days from today, Nnamdi Kanu will be regaining his freedom, just as the ECOWAS have said that the Republic has literally done what should not have been done against Igboho under international law. African countries are so lawless, the Yoruba will pull out, the Biafra will pull out, the Middle Belt will pull out. If the Hausa wants to keep Nigerian name, they have all the right to keep it. Our right to be respected, and that right is what we are saying is many of you are asking for justice for so many people that have died lately. Have you ever talked about justice for Sosoliso? Or you probably don't even know who they are. So we call them the 60 angels. But like I said, I'm going to give you some background to what actually happened and what we know. There's been a lot of conversation on it, different images, different pictures, but something happened 18 years ago, and a mother that had a son in that aircraft will be speaking to me in the next 10 minutes. We spoke to her on Wednesday. I just want to take us back to 18 years remembrance of the Sosoliso plane crash. There's been another plane crash 3 months before the Sosoliso plane crash. We had another plane crash, which was, I think, the Bellevue airline. The question is, what happened to that part of the world that do not respect humanity? Again, many people have talked about it. I remember some of the stories coming up that the former president then, Olusegun Obasanjo, literally grounded all the planes of Sosoliso. And I believe the man that owns it also died during the COVID, from what I'm hearing from my bit of research. Let's now also remember that, this, our sister Kechi that we talked about, some of you have seen her images. I don't want to continue blasting that image. Her face is all over the social media today. And I hope that we will also continue to pray for her, because it has not been easy journey. She was burned 65%. The mother that is going to speak to us, her son would have survived as well. The son got to the hospital, a lot of hours to drive them there with a bad road after the plane crash at Port Harcourt. The plane was traveling from Abuja straight into Port Harcourt. It was not meant to be less than 45 minutes journey, but eventually, as we say, may Nigeria not happen to me and you. So the question then we should also be saying is, how many more lives must die before some of you wake up and realize that this country you love so much does not have any respect for you, and one day you will be caught up and you might also die. Also, I've picked up from my beautiful sister. You can disagree with her, I don't care. She's one of the most talented journalists. She could be controversial. I speak to her all the time. I love her. She's a mentor. She's well read, not as just year one. I'm talking about the only one known as Dr. Olukemi Olunloyo. She said, and I quote, hashtag media came 30, 11 years into my journalism career, and 18 years ago today, December 10, 2005, I remembering all the students and children we lost from Loyola Jesuit College on Sosoliso Airline Flight 1145 that was scheduled flight between the Nigerian city of Abuja to Port Harcourt at about 14:08, which is a local time. We will probably say 8 minutes past 2 p.m. In UK, we use the 24 hours clock. On the 10th of December, 2005. According to the mother I spoke to on Wednesday, she's going to be speaking to us in the next 5 minutes. She told me that the flight plan, the timing, this is part of the problem in Nigeria, where you get to the airport, it does not tell you that you will travel at that particular time. But even though your ticket says you leave at 10 o'clock, it's just a complete lawless, messed up country that we must pull down, and we've got to pull it down together. Your election will not give you the result. Obedience will not give you the result. Peter Obi will not give you the result. Tinubu will not give you the result. Atiku will not give you the result. So let's go back again to Dr. Kemi Olunloyo, as I love her to call her doctor. And please respect her. She might be controversial, but we can never all be the same. And she's doing very well. So this flight that was not meant to have traveled at 14:08, the politician took the slot of the children, and I'll probably just say they probably use these children for ritual, as far as I can say, because these politicians also have all kind of voodoo that they do. So they know that they'll probably allow Nigerians to die easily I mean, we can blame it on error, but if these children have traveled with their actual flight plan, maybe this politician would have been the one that would have died. And if they die, who cares? Because at the end of the day, they are all the most corrupt individuals that have done damage to the country called Nigeria. But the children changed the slot, not because they wanted to. The politician, according to the mother, this is an eyewitness, the mother that lost her son, this is her first son, said to me on Wednesday that the flight chart or the timing, I mean, imagine getting to Heathrow Airport, local flight to Scotland, 9 o'clock is 9 o'clock. Apart from if there's a weather problem, there's emergency. But in Nigeria, you sit at the airport and politician walks in and they overtake your own slot. This is what happened. I'm sure some of you have experienced that as well. So what happened again? At about 8 minutes past 2 p.m. local time, on the 10th day of December 2005, 18 years ago today precisely, we lost so many lives. The flight, which is called 1145 from Abuja, crash landed on the runway at Port Harcourt International Airport. The plane, a McDonnell Douglas DC-932, was full with 110 people on board. Only 2 survived. So many people have been asking, what happened to the second person? From what I've been reading online, we are told that she's got married and probably she just wants a quiet life. Again, the plane was full with 110 innocent lives. It burst into flames on approach due to pilot error. Did you hear that? It is only in Nigeria that you are driving and the driver is drunk and you are praying to Jesus and you are calling Anabi Muhammad, you are calling your spiritual whatever. It is only in Nigeria that we blame evil for something that should have been avoided. And when people done so much evil, they then call it issue. Do not ever call it issue. Issue is for the Yoruba people. We love it. We appreciate it the way it is. Make sure you do not use the word Isheshuni. This is what the Nollywood has done. They've categorized Eshu, which is meant to be our own deity, traditional Yoruba god, and convert it to something that is evil when you are doing the evil. Why not say it is because of Jesus you are doing that? Why not say it's because of Muhammad? Why use the word Eshu? That is part of the colonialization or colonialism that the British did on our life. You're watching a live transmission, and like I said, I'll be calling that call in just a few minutes. I just want to give you a background to the, what happened before we put the call through. This was due to pilot error initially. Then after investigation, discovered that the engine power failed and the pilot were caught by surprise. I mean, engine power failed. That means many of you that have traveled from Lagos to Ibadan, most of those vehicles are not suitable for the road journey, but you just say, Ọlọ́run ti fún wa, Ọlọ́run gbàdúrà wa nínú ilé yìí, nínú mọ́tò yìí, agúnlẹ̀ láyọ̀. I mean, I've been in those kind of vehicles as well, from Iyanapaja, from Oshodi, from Mushin, and eventually when accident happened, nobody even do investigation to what happened, what led to that accident. We just say it was what was meant to happen. It could have been something that should have been avoided. Many of you are living on a keg of time bomb in Nigeria. I pray Nigeria do not happen to you. And as we continue to pray for the 60 souls, 60 angels, they will never, never be forgotten. And this is why we are doing this today. Like I said, this is all I can do for them so that we can continue to highlight it. If you share the program, you are also helping the 60 angels that died during the Sosoliso plane crash. Good evening once again to each and every one of you. Again, after investigation, discovered that the engine power failed, but the pilots were just caught surprise. RIP to Captain Benjamin Adekunle Adebayo, a Nigerian, and a first officer, Gerard Yakubu Andan, a Ghanaian, and their 7-member flight crew. The Ilabos, who lost 3 kids, started Ilabo Angel Foundation to assist orphans and aid victims in memory of their children. And one very notable Nigerian religious figure on the dome flight was Pastor Bimbo Udukoya. I'm sure some of you that attend that church, or maybe some of you that know her will remember who was that particular Pastor Bimbo Dukoya. She died in that flight as well. Many of the children were all going home for Christmas. It's a countdown to Christmas. It's 15 days. You don't have to celebrate it, but those that are celebrating it, you have no right to say, kill and celebrate Christmas. Fool. It is not your problem. Believe in what you believe. Leave those that are celebrating Christmas. I celebrate every goddamn thing. I care less. I am 40 plus. Nobody today would deceive me to say, this one is good. This one is not good. As far as I'm concerned, don't show them. And shout out to all our Christian brothers and sisters. And Merry Christmas in advance. I'm waiting for my Christmas gift. Making I not forget. If you want to post something, let me know. I'll give you the address. Once again, many of the students were all just going on for Christmas. Friends and classmates of Kechi, Okechuchi, Okoichi. I hope I pronounced the name very well. Please bear with me if I haven't. I'll try again. Okewuchi. Okewuchi. If you're Igbo or Biafra, is that the pronunciation? Is that very good? Please let me know. One of the two survivors, there was also Bumi Amushon, or now Bumi Odukoya assistant. Okay, she was an assistant to the pastor that died. This is the one that nobody knows where she is, but I've been told that she has married and she has moved on with her life quietly. She doesn't want to be in the public domain, and we have to respect that. Also, of the Sosoliso airplane crash in 2005, they've organized a dinner July 2011 to raise funds for the surgery. Kechi Adeobi, who was the only survivor of the 2005 Sosoliso plane crash, we played a video earlier on. I can't play more than that. In that plane crash, which killed 109 people. No one would have thought that she would survive the crash that left several bodies strewn all over the runway at Port Harcourt International Airport. Parents were waiting for their children at the airport while the blast was already going on. No fire engine, nothing works in Nigeria. And after 18 years, come and tell me that Nigeria is still working, and let me hear that from you. So again, but she did. She survived 65% burn on her body, spent 5 weeks in coma at the Mill Park Hospital in South Africa. So far, she has undergone 75 surgical operations, ranging from skin graft to reconstructive surgery. In the last 18 years, she was at the Shinas Hospital for Burns in Texas, United States of America, undergoing more surgeries. Even after 6 years after the accident, Kechi has become a public figure, speaking about her experience and life with her burn scar, even became a singer, encouraging others that life doesn't end there. This case changed many aviation laws and policy in Nigeria. It is still the same. May all the dead all rest in peace. And I've given you the background to the Sosoliso, especially for the young ones that do not know what led to the Sosoliso. So now let's see if all goes as planned. The website, the YouTube as well, is called the 60 Angels TV. I'll be sharing the link with us, which the mother that lost her son already shared with me. So that link is going to be coming up in just a few minutes. Let me open it. So today she decided to launch
the exact eye plus review. But to know before you buy a supplement.
So again, that is in case you're looking for that page, she'll be doing videos around it. She'll be talking about things that happen on that day. It's called the 60 Angel TV. So we expect as many of you to go and follow that page. We only have just one subscriber. I hope all my own fans will subscribe. I'll be sharing the link when she gets into the program. Then I would have time to be doing that behind the scene. Once again, let's put a call to her. She's on standby, and let's hear from a mother that lost a son. A very good evening and welcome to the special edition of the Sosoliso. If you mute the background of the one that you're listening to in the house, it will be much better for me.
Thank you.
Just like Wednesday, I know it's going to be emotion, but we want to get as much. We have all the time, even though we have all the time as well on Wednesday. And when with this thing that maybe it's too emotional, we'll probably let you go. We might bring you back again. Let's say good evening and welcome once again to this special edition of the 18th anniversary of the Sosoliso plane crash.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for having me.
Let's start from the 10th day of December. What was the day like to start with 18 years ago?
In the morning of that day, 10th of December 2005, as usual, we all prepared to go and wait for the arrival of our children at the airport. Only for us to get there, they told us that the children will not be coming as scheduled. The plane that was meant to bring them in about 12, they're supposed to arrive about 12 or so. The politicians hijacked it and the children had to wait for the other one coming. So that was how we started waiting. We were waiting. But something now happened. We just saw commotion all over. We were seeing people moving in and out of the airport. No one even addressed us that something had happened. We were all confused. What are we going to do? I said it the last time. A parent just went in to check what was actually happening. Since we didn't see anyone at the counter to tell us anything about the incident, he came back and told us that this happened to our children. That was how we all started moving from one area to the other. Eventually, we learned that they've moved them to the hospital. So we had to move to the hospital. The nearest hospital is about 1.5 hours to the place. There was no emergency center at the airport, nowhere to attend to them for first aid. So we traced the hospital. We went there. We saw my son. He has passed. We saw so many of them. They have passed. Why? They said there was no oxygen to revive them. That they only had one bottle of oxygen in the whole hospital, and they were using it for one big man. So that was what happened that day.
Well, once again, you're hearing from a mother. This was her first son that died during the Sosoliso plane crash. And we are saying, may the gods of the Yoruba land, may Jesus Christ, may Anabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whatever we all believe, continue to protect and be with the parents that are still alive, because some of them, I guess, have also died. Let's first talk about why was your son schooling in Abuja and where were you in Port Harcourt? I know it's not a kind of question. I mean, I schooled in Abeokuta. I could have schooled in Lagos, but I knew the reason why my mom decided to move me to Abeokuta Grammar School instead of in Lagos. Why was that distance, between the children and yours that eventually got affected at this particular plane crash?
It was my husband that went to Port Harcourt to seek for greener pasture because he looked for work in Lagos. He couldn't get any at that time. And I was working with a federal government institution that I can move my work to any part of the country. So when he left, I was even in school when he left. So we had to move with the kids so that he could help me take care of them. So that was how we found ourselves in Port Harcourt. And he was doing so well at school that time. He was very brilliant, as I told you before. So he had a friend called Chris Olakwe. they were together. So it was Chris Olakwe's mom that went to Abuja to visit the husband and said they wanted this kid to go to the best school in Nigeria. That was how she put it to me. I said, am I sure I can afford that? So when on our journey to Abuja, he found out about Loyola Jose College. He said we should try it for them. And we did. Both of them passed. We couldn't discourage him. Though the father was somehow skeptical, he said he doesn't want him to go far. But since that was what he wanted, we had to support him. And because we knew that one of the best schools in Nigeria, because of his value. So that was how we found ourselves in Port Harcourt. He found himself in Abuja.
Once again, thanks so much for giving us a bit of the background. Was this the first time, the first year of your son? Is it the first time they're traveling from Abuja to Port Harcourt? Why not travel by the road? Why by plane? Is it because you can afford it, or is there some other reasons that you wouldn't have allowed your son to travel by road? Because we're talking about 2005. I'm not sure what Nigeria was. I've been away from Nigeria since 98. You're on the ground. You live in Nigeria with your family. I know you're not present in Nigeria. Please do not tell us where you are presently for just not knowing. We don't want to know. The question is, was your son attending the first set? I mean, the first time? Is he in GSS 1? You know, has he been going and coming back? What year was your son in 2005? Because I guess that was a secondary school. Was he in GSS 1, GSS 2?
He actually started with them since 2003.
So he's been in that school for 2 years.
Yes, at once. Yes, for 3 years.
Oh, he's been there for 3 years.
For 3 years.
Wow.
Yes. He was about to write his junior YF.
Okay, so in 3 years, you know, has it been the normal routine? You know, they all travel back to Port Harcourt?
That's all. Exactly. They've been going with the Sosoliso coming back, going and coming back. And that was it.
Okay, is that a special arrangement between this airline and the school? Why not a different airline? Why Sosoliso? Because from what you're saying now, it seems that they travel through Sosoliso every time they're returning back. Is it like a package? Because I know there's so many packages, the school bus, there might be a school plane as well.
The arrangement was between the Sosoliso and the parents, because we do our things together. We see ourselves as family. So whatever we want to do, we do it together. That was the reason. The only thing the school is doing for us is to move them from school to the airport. Or when they arrive at the airport, they move them from the airport to school. That's how they have been helping us out.
Okay. While we're trying to get the background is just so that we can have a bit of understanding. 60 of these children were traveling from Abuja. Are we saying that the whole 60 of them also live in Port Harcourt, but they are schooling in Abuja, or is just a coincidence?
Only few of them are not staying in Port Harcourt, but about 45 or thereabouts, they are staying in Port Harcourt. Some of them, when they get to Port Harcourt, they still travel to Akwa Ibom, they still travel to neighboring states.
Okay.
Well, Port Harcourt is the major, yes.
Is the major airport. So every now and then, you know, this is not going to be, let's take it in 2004. It would have just been a normal flight journey. The school time is ending. The parents are paid. The school dropped them at the airport. Sosoliso picked them up, dropped them to Port Harcourt within 1 hour maximum, depending on if there's delay at the airport. And the parents, prior before the 2005, let's talk about the 2004 similar incident. You would have gone to the airport, and what would have been the procedure to receive your own son, just like the other parents as well?
We pick them by car from the airport. Oh, you mean from Abuja or from here?
No, from Port Harcourt now.
Yes, when we received them, we all moved them home differently. We all come with our cars and move them out to our various homes.
Okay, so the
That's
plane would have
been the
landed and the children would have been escorted out of the plane, and the parent would have been welcoming them from the the arrival, and if every parent would just depart.
that's the normal.
So is
Yes.
it the same process that will return the children back again to Abuja, with another Sosoliso airline, or is it a different airline that takes them back after the holiday is over?
It's a felicity that will take them back.
Okay. All right. So now, on the 10th of December, which is the day that we are remembering these 60 plus, including other, passengers on this very tragic plane crash in Nigeria. Before the accident, have you ever heard about plane crash in Nigeria? Because there was a particular plane crash before your own son plane crash, the Bellevue, 3 months before that in October. Did you hear about that?
Yes, I did. We were in a car that day that we even heard about this. I was praying. I said, Lord, protect us. So this is our moving plane. We are not sure which is which. I was just praying in the car. I heard it.
So you knew about one aircraft that also had an accident, and just like an average person would just say, but you knew that your own son at some point would also be traveling with a plane, because that would have been 3 months after that this accident of Sosoliso
That was why I was praying. Yes.
So you were actually praying as a mother, hearing this plane crash, that please,
say, Lord,
please don't allow
our people flying.
Okay. Have you yourself traveled, before you left Nigeria now, like I said, please do not tell us your location presently. Have you traveled by the plane yourself? Prior before, this plane crash in 2005?
Yes, I've been going to see him at school. Well, because we have open day that we all parents will visit. At least once in a month, we go there to visit him.
And you go by
times I go by road, at times I go by flight. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the road, because it seems that many Nigerians, probably thought the roads are bad. Maybe, we're talking about 2005. It has even get worse to today, because many Nigerians have been kidnapped. I can talk about many. Even the train we saw, Dr. Chinelo was attacked, by the Boko Haram Fulani terrorists that eventually killed many lives as well. So we can go on and on. You choose the option of plane, flying by air, as against by road. What was the reason behind that? Because I know flying by plane would have been very expensive than going by road.
Yes. But why I decided to be going by air, or the children should be going, because our roads are not safe. Apart from armed robbers on the roads are terrible. Personally, the last time I went to Abuja, instead of me getting to Abuja in a day, I got to Abuja the following day on the road. So it's so risky. At a point, I was asking the driver, I said, are you sure we are still going to Abuja? Because I can't understand why you left the road and you started following the bush. There was no road again in Nigeria. No road.
It's been 8 years that now we're going to talk about, I know this is going to be very, very touching. This is your first son, if I'm right.
Yes. Yes.
It would have been how old today? Roughly 31 or 30 plus?
It's going to be 32 by June next year. But yes, 31 plus.
What have you really missed about him after 18 years? Each time you look back, I know you're not the only parent. I know there's so many other parents, but it's just, we're just lucky to get hold of you. And it's because of, the Yoruba Nation campaign that we started, that you reach out to us. You are a proud Yoruba woman yourself, but because of the purpose of today, we decided to speak in English because we want this to be documented as well. What have you really missed about your son, after 18 years?
My son was a legend in that anywhere he goes, he made me proud. In his primary school days, when he was about graduating at the primary school, usually they give them awards. Out of 15 awards, he collected 11 awards. Out of 15 awards, he only single-handedly collected 11 of the awards.
So this was a genius we are talking here now.
I'm telling you.
I'm so sorry. If you want to take
all other parents have to move to me. They said, what are you doing for him? Anywhere he goes, they call me out. Even while he was in school, the teacher will always call me to apologize to him in my presence. I said, why are you doing this? He said, no, there was an incident that happened in his class when he was in primary 6. There was a change of one senator in America. So the teacher was teaching them that so person was the senator. My son said, no, they have changed him. He said, no, don't tell me that. The following day, the teacher had to call me. I know because he was a gentle and brilliant boy. If they call me like that, my mind does not shake. When I got there, he said, please, madam, help me to apologize. And he said it. He said, I'm apologizing in the presence of everyone in the class that Victor was right yesterday. I was the one that was wrong. He said, madam, where did you find this kind of human being? My son will read a book like this, even if it's 1,000 pages. Open anywhere in the book and ask him a question. He will answer you. I've never seen that kind of human being in my life. He was reading so much that we have to go and register him all over the Port Harcourt Library. Because usually when he's coming home, I'll be running around to go and buy literature books for him to keep him busy. Before 2 weeks, he would say, Mommy, I'm done with the books. I say, be reading them gradually. He wouldn't listen. He will be reading as if he has come to this world to read. He will borrow books from adults. Even in my office, they all know him. They say, Madam, this is an exceptional child you have. And I knew it myself. So what will I now remember about him? They just made me, I don't know. I'm trying to cope anyway. I'm trying to cope because my brother, it's not easy.
It's been 18 years of this plane crash. Let's talk about what has been the outcome for parents. Do you still have this relationship before the relationship that you all had that allowed this family of 60 children coming together, picking those children, taking them through the airline, picking them? This has been a very good, cordial relationship for the first 3 years. What has been the relationship after the plane crash with the other parents?
Before the plane crash, we all are like family. We meet together. Regularly, we meet. We even celebrate together. We throw parties together so that we can recognize ourselves and the new members joining us. But after the crash, I must tell you, we all scattered. Up to now, we are not together again. So I don't know what is happening. Maybe some of them are still together. Since we left Port Harcourt in a hurry, we couldn't look back to see what was happening.
A brother just said it would have been great, but that system actually wasted a very genius individual. Bear with us with the background noise there. It's gonna go very, very soon. Again, if you've just joined us, this is the system that some of you still want us to hold on to. We're talking about the corrupt, the inept, a system that failed not just this, our mother. Maybe you might ask yourself, where did Nigeria failed me as a person? There was a government in place, which was the former President Olusegun Obasanjo in 2005. How did this government respond to the crash and to the family of those affected?
I'm not sure of anything from government. Though the state government, they tried their best, they supported us that time. And the school too, the school came around, visited each parent. It was so serious for them, but they still did it from Abuja to Port Harcourt to visit all the parents. So, but federal government, as usual, that's their way. If anything happens, they just provided if you are, it's only when you are among them that they recognize you or they assist you. But if you are not part of them, forget about it.
This December 2005, which we are discussing today, if you've just joined us, you're listening to a mother, one of the mothers whose son was lost in the plane crash of the Sosoliso in 2005. We pray for all those that died, especially the 60 innocent children, plus the others and the pilot. Obasanjo, the last time you spoke to me on Wednesday on the Star Radio UK, you said Obasanjo visited the school. Are you saying that you never met with the president of Nigeria with this kind of fatal
Obasanjo
accident?
visited the school. No.
Let me repeat that again. Are you saying that you, the mother of one of the victims of this plane crash, never met with the president, then former Olusegun Obasanjo?
No. I've never.
How do you
I've
feel
never seen it.
now that you've traveled out of the country? You've seen how leaders around the world respond to accident. It does happen. And if you play back to 2005, knowing that we have a sitting president and he had never met, or maybe should I also say, did Atiku, as at the time, met with you? Because I believe Atiku was the vice president.
No, I didn't know Atiku. I've never seen him before.
If you want to take a short break, let me know. I know it's a very, the
No,
reason why
I'm
we
okay.
are putting this out today, because this is an interview that many people will listen to years to come. We pray for long life for you. I know there's been other children. We don't need to know about those. We're talking about the particular one that died because of the negligence of a country called Nigeria. Again, let me repeat that. Did you ever, during or after the accident, or I mean, just after the accident on the 10th of December 2005, met with the president or the vice president, Obasanjo and Atiku?
I've never met any of them.
What was the reason that was given to you as a parent, probably after the inquiry that led to the crash? What did you hear that led to the crash? I mean, I know after your son died, probably maybe after the burial, we're still going to talk about the hospital because you said you saw your son. I want to know whether it was burnt, whether it was still, but we'll come back to that in just about a few minutes. What I want to find out is, what were you told as a parent of this crash of Sosoliso in 2005, which today is what we are remembering them for, 18 years after a painful crash? What were you told? What was the reason given that the plane crashed?
I want you to realize one thing. I want everyone to realize one thing, that Nigeria has never been a country, because their things are not organized. They don't do things normally. They do things the way it pleases them. Up till now, maybe they told them in Port Harcourt, but as I am now, the only time I knew about it was when I said, let me just say something about this plane crash. I went online. They said it was pilot's fault. That was all I knew.
So, did the state government set up an inquiry, and did you get any copy of such or any correspondence to indicate that?
We took Sofeliso to court. That was all I know.
Okay.
But I'm not sure whether state government had anything to do with that.
Okay.
But the parents took Sofeliso to court.
And did you ever?
And as at the time we left, the case was still in court.
And are you still in touch?
Our court judicial system in Nigeria. I don't know whether they are still there because I don't visit. I don't attend the court session, so I'm not sure. I'm not even interested because the damage has been done. What else can they do for me? Will they bring back my son?
Well, I understand, but again, when Nigerians say we want justice, we've seen, and I'm not going to come with any name tonight. I mean, many people talk about we want justice. We've seen so many cases, and so you just literally said you give up because at the end of the day, the damage has been done. But in a civilized society like where we are, I mean, in the last couple of days, last week, I'm sure you watched as our former Prime Minister Boris Johnson was grilled, for the death of many lives during the COVID. The first 10 doctors that died were, BME, Black ethnic minority. It would not have been just for you to say, I mean, I've lost, the damage has been done, but it would have been good to know the background to what literally led to the death of your son, and maybe somebody should be penalized. Maybe the aviation ministers at the time, I don't know whether the aviation minister resigned. If anybody can do a quick check for us in 2005, who was the aviation minister as at the time?
He's dead. He's dead.
Oh, he's dead.
He's dead.
Okay, so the former aviation minister, Aborishade, died as well. But as at that time, was anybody, I know it would have been commotion with the family, with the husband, and I hope nobody was blaming each other for sending that lovely son of yours, so intelligent, to Abuja, because I know how the family will turn apart quickly because somebody will be blamed for pushing a family out. I hope nothing of such happened in your case. But the question is, was there anybody held responsible for that crime against humanity?
I'm not sure of any. I'm not sure of any for now. They were all blaming the pilot. So,
okay, so it seems that the federal government was trying to avoid the blame, just as to date, they're still trying to avoid blame for the crime against many innocent indigenous people. Let's come again back to your son. You saw him at the hospital, if I'm right.
Yes.
What was the body like?
We visited the hospital and we met him there. We were not even sure whether he was among the people. But when we got there, we went around and we saw him.
So you were able to identify your son?
Yes.
So if I'm quite right,
burnt.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. So your son wasn't as burnt as probably maybe others. We don't know where he was sitting or where he sat.
There was no single burn on him. It was suffocation that must have killed him.
And the reason you gave was the hospital that your son...
There was no oxygen.
There was no oxygen. Yeah. So even if there was probably oxygen at the airport, which should have been the normal norm, because I remember you told me that...
Most of them will have survived this.
So are we saying that a state like Port Harcourt, and if I'm right, Port Harcourt is a very rich state.
International airport.
Because Port Harcourt is a very rich state.
They call it international airport. It was at a sorry stage. I didn't even know how terrible it was. But that day I witnessed terrible things around us.
When you got to that hospital, was it the same day, the 10th of December? Was it the second day?
The same day. Hey, when we are supposed to pick our son, we can't go home. We
Okay,
have
so
to go to hospital
okay,
that
so
they said they put in.
so you arrive at that hospital.
Yes,
somebody.
it was the same hospital they took Bimbo to.
Okay, so
Same hospital.
so you saw. We're not going to talk about that because that is not the conversation. We want to stick to your son. When you got into that hospital, what was you thinking? Do you think that maybe by chance, by God's grace, you will meet your son alive? I mean, while you were traveling towards the hospital, because I can say as a parent, as a mother, a lot of things will be ringing through your head. I just hope that he didn't die. I just hope he's alive. I just hope that the hospital is also okay, because when you got to that hospital, what was it like?
Before we left the airport, I heard him calling me, "Mommy, mommy." I heard his voice clearly. So I now told the father, I said, they said they moved them to hospitals. Let's start checking hospitals and see where they took him to. So luckily for us, the first hospital we go to, we checked in and we saw him. He has already passed. Why became so much of pain to me was that we in my office, we use almost 8 hospitals in Port Harcourt. If they had told us earlier that they have no emergency preparedness kit on ground at the airport, most parents will have moved their children. Personally, we have good hospitals that my office is using. I will have moved him to one of them. He will have survived. But they kept it away from everyone. They were just moving, doing their thing on their own. They left the parents moving from one point to the other.
But that is meant to be the responsibility of the government. I mean, the state government, the federal, the aviation, industry, the aviation sector, to make sure that the preparedness of such an accident, they can literally, take it. I mean, the ambulances would have arrived at the airport, but it seems that nothing of such happened. After the first day of the accident, you knew that this young, brilliant genius that brings joy to you, you saw the body dead. What went straight to you on that day? How did you feel? What was your reaction?
I was not here. In fact, I was out of my life. My body went off. My mind went another way, because I don't even know what I should be thinking about that moment. I was just saying, so all my efforts on this boy, since the day he was given birth to till now, just went like that. And not just ordinary human being that left me, a genius for that matter, because we all knew it. We all knew it. So I was, everyone, we were shattered. Let me just use it that way. We were all shattered. We didn't know what to do. We didn't know where to go. We were just confused. But finally, when we found out that he has passed, there's nothing we can do.
Once again, we continue to pray for you, and we're still with you, and we hope many of you that are joining us will pray for these, our mother, and so many of the mothers that are still alive, and the fathers. We're talking about Sosoliso plane crash that took place 18 years ago. Let's come back again to this very sad, dark day in the history of Nigeria, which, if we bring it forward, I won't say yours is not still an history. It is an history, but so many things have also occurred and is still happening. After the 10th day of December, how long do you then decide that maybe you should move out of that region? Because it seems that from what I heard, you left Port Harcourt because maybe to get away the memories of what has happened and start all over again. How long did you spend again in Port Harcourt after the accident?
About 2 months.
Wow.
But we went, after 2 weeks, we went for his burial in Lagos. We buried him in Lagos. So it was another experience altogether on the way to Lagos with him.
If you want to share that with us, if it's something that we, because the more you take out of the heart, the better. I know a lot will be documented at this is the reason why you all have to go and follow that page, because she will be speaking maybe 5-10 minutes. I don't know. She's going to be designing that herself. This website, the YouTube channel that we've just given you, you all need to go and subscribe so that you can monitor and follow this, our mother, to tell you more about what led to Sosoliso. Our son was there, and we continue to pray for her. The channel, again, is called The 60 Angel. We've posted it. We'll be posting it continuously. Let me give you some of what people are saying online. I know I spoke to you earlier, prior before coming onto the program. There's been a lot of people talking about these. I'm trying to see what has much more. Okay, let's see what Nigerians are saying. Someone said we had a person who gave the order also play a major role in the case of Nigerian Airways. Okay, not that. We don't want to talk about that. Let's see what Nigerians are saying on this particular plane crash today. Let's talk about this. Let's see. It is really an emotional tribute. May the Lord keep you and continue to give the family of the victims fortitude to bear the loss. It is also a privilege to reflect a lot of things. So emotional now. Many Nigerians continue to also talk about this. 18 years down the line, what do you think about Nigeria?
I will still talking about Nigeria here. There is no more Nigeria. I've been saying it. It's not as if I'm not hiding to say it because of what I've experienced and what is still going on right now, most especially the killing of our people on a daily basis. We did not realize it on time, but now that we have realized it, we should stop it and we should move on with our own state or our own nation. Because their plan has been in the pipeline. It's just we Yorubas that did not take note of it. Because if you want to kill someone emotionally, financially, physically, morally, just make him hungry. All his moral decadence will come to bear. It's happening now to our people. In that country, that's the only country whereby when you are going through pain, you are not meant to say it out. You have to go through the pain, and even if you like die into the pain, nobody is saying it. We should stop that system. It's a terrible system. People are dying of hunger every day. Our politicians, they are enriching themselves. Is it for them they come to the position or for the citizens? We should know what they are in for. If they are in for the citizens, they should make the citizens' lives better. We are not saying they should be equal, but at least for a citizen to be able to afford 3 meals, it's not a luxury. It is not a luxury. For you to be able to feed your family, see what is going on, ritual all over the place. Everyone is just wishing to make money at all costs. Let's forget about our religious leaders. They are the foundation of all these crises we are having because they refuse to say the truth. In a nation whereby there is no one to challenge the sitting government, they will be doing what they like. They will be doing whatever they like. So the earlier, the better. We cannot keep on deceiving ourselves and our people. Because if we fail this time, the next generation will have to curse us, or they will even kill us if they meet us alive. that why are we waiting to this time before we say no to hardship? When we know our worth, we should not be intimidated. Let everyone get ready, because we have to say stop. We have to say no to this ingenious regime that is making people to suffer, to kill people unnecessarily, to make people be thinking opposite way instead of forward. They are moving backwards. Who on this earth again in this 21st century using woman parts to make money? And we still believe in that. We should wake up. We should wake up.
I'm just picking a couple of things that people are saying. Again, if you've just joined us, you're hearing the voice of one of the parents that lost her first son at the Sosoliso plane crash 18 years ago today, the 10th of December 2023. The plane crash was in 2005. The former president Obasanjo, I'm not too sure what happened, did not even meet with the parents for whatever reason. I'm picking up what Nigerians are saying today on this plane crash, and I'm going to pick one or two that I've picked so far. Folu Oladipo at Folu Oladipo 12 hours ago. Let us start on the positive. I don't know what he means by that. The Sosoliso crash directly led to the improvement in the firefighting standard across Nigerian airports after the investigation revealed many passengers would have survived if Port Harcourt had adequate emergency response, which is exactly what you said in your beginning of your speaking to us. You told us that if the Port Harcourt airport had what is needed, your son and probably many would have survived.
Yes.
Okay. According to Sky_Sheyi Jota, my school was quiet that day when they announced it in the morning mass at the church because we had people that lost siblings. We also lost a classmate that changed school. May their soul continue to rest. Also, I picked up Kidabo says Obasanjo is a disaster man. Every bad, evil things happened during his time as PDP president, apart from the air crashes, Sharia war in 2000 and 2002, Boko Haram in 2006, 2007. I pick one more, then I come back again to you, my beautiful mother. Paul Ayebunwa says at Paul K556, as we remember the souls of the faithful departed, what lessons have we learned as a nation? If an emergency were to happen today, how many firefighter trucks will be available from Port Harcourt Airport with a question mark? What is the state of our airport? Question mark. What improvement have been made? Let me come to you again. You went from Port Harcourt back, I guess, to Lagos State before you travel. We don't need to know the details of how you left Nigeria and where you are presently. But my question is, reflecting back to 2005, it's been 18 years. You probably still read a bit of news about Nigeria. You've been following the Yoruba nation, that you are a staunch supporter as a Yoruba woman that wants to also have, the Yoruba nation. Each time you look back to some of the things that still happen, let's talk about like the NSAS, where we saw the government killed innocent Nigerians, even though they're denying it. But we realized that they wanted to pay money, to bury certain amount of people in Lagos State. 18 years after, do you think that Nigeria has learned any lesson in whatever sector that you want to talk about? It could not just be aviation, it could be anything. Do you think that we've learned lessons as a country?
No, I've not seen any changes at all. Most especially, I will talk about aviation, because after that, I went to Abuja with a plane. Now, the risk they are passing through in that country, the risk they are passing through in that country, will they keep on begging God? What will God do? What is it that God's supposed to do that he has not done? We are the ones to ask ourselves, the resources Almighty gave us, what are we doing with it? There is no citizen that is benefiting from the treasure Almighty Father kept for us, only the politicians. And they are doing it and they are showing it to our face that there is nothing we can do, whatever they like. Because if you don't belong to them in Nigeria, you cannot enjoy Nigeria. It's only when you are a crooked person that you can enjoy Nigeria. Once few individuals are getting their money genuinely, even our roads. The last time I went to Apapa, I was on a bike. We had to park under a trailer. I was just praying. I said, Lord, just save me. And I know that there's nothing God cannot do. But what about the risk we are putting ourselves through on a daily basis? Go to Apapa, Chinkan Island, where the majority of the income that we are generating in Lagos is coming from. Look at the roads. Every day, every now and then, trailer will be falling on cars, terminating people's lives. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Are we going to wait until we can no longer do anything? We have opportunity now. This is the time everyone should get up, that you are not meant to be a pauper. You are not meant to suffer. What you are going through is just few people that are making you to go through this. You have to get up and fight for your rights. Bob Marley said it, that we have to fight for our rights. If we don't fight for our rights, nobody will come and fight for it for us. We have to say no.
Well, I'm going to let you continue to... Yeah, go ahead.
We thought things would be getting better from experiences, but I discovered that even some people are happy that life are being lost on a daily basis because they are benefiting from it. You know, all these ritualists, they believe in seeing blood every time. I don't know. They believe in, if not, what are we doing? What are we saying? Before I left Nigeria, I would be sleeping like this. By the time I wake up, I will be hearing a voice, anarchy. I don't know the meaning of anarchy until I went to the dictionary. I said, what is anarchy? So now I'm beginning to see it now, that if you don't move out of this region, anarchy will cut up with you. They will be telling me as if they are telling me that I should move. I say, well, I never thought of moving out, honestly. But when I begin to hear that anarchy, I have to run. Because I know that the people they are not feeding today, or they are not doing necessary things to, they will come back and ask from them. The politicians are just on holiday. They will revolt, yes. They will definitely revolt.
So it's just like everybody is just living in denial. It's going to happen.
I'm telling you, it's going to happen. There's nothing we can do. It's going to happen. It is going to happen. The earlier, the better. So that we will be prepared. We won't be like Nigeria, that they don't prepare for any emergency. We have to prepare. So and they know that the only way they can capture us is by stopping us from going to farm. Yes. They know that if we can't farm, if we can't feed our people, we will be caught up with the hardship. But God is there. He will help us. But we have to do something on our own too, because He has given us everything we needed. We should not ask God for anything. Now is action.
I'm going to let you to sip some water while we're still here. Don't go, because I want to read some of what our listeners are responding, and they're responding very, very fast. You know, that I want us to capture some of what they are saying. So just continue to zip some water, and let's read a few comments across different platforms that we are streaming. My name is Olami Koike, and you're listening to a first-hand mother of a son that died at the Sosoliso plane crash 18 years ago. Mr. Yomi Benson say a total breakdown of law and order. You also went further to say that changes, okay, the system that has been wounded. So Nigeria has been wounded. Ogumola Abiodun say, let us tear the weary country down as quickly as possible. You also went further to say Nigeria is a big backward country. Let's pick up to what Ijaya, my brother, says here. Alan Conde first said Nigeria is a Britain slave camp. Britain still holds us as their slave. If we want to be free from Britain, we have to stand for our right, saying we are Yoruba, not Nigeria. No more holding us as slaves. My brother Ijaya says, we have no ministerial minister of petrol and oil. People have to speak up because how come a president of Nigeria is also the minister of petrol only? Also, you went further, our leaders are disabled in their hearts and their heads with no vision and mission, they are puppets as well. You went further to say our leaders are fools, senseless people with no discipline and corrupt to the bone, and that is why people that died in 2005 was because of the corrupt system. When some of you say that we should look for good leadership, there's no good leadership. Let's pick up from some of the other comment that is coming very fast as well from some of the other platforms. Mr. Dennis Dayo says, up Oduduwa Republic, Yoruba Nation. It has to be happening in our lifetime. Good evening to you, Olanikpekun as well, Silver Badmos. Let's pick on the two channel that we are streaming. Mrs. Grace Olushoto, grandmother says, no good social amenities, no good roads, no good healthcare. And I'm going to be coming to Port Harcourt again because there was another sad incident that happened in Port Harcourt. I'm going to be sharing with every one of us in the next few minutes. No security, no light, no liberty, no good life for any of our citizens. And some of our mothers are becoming very, very sad. They are spending whatever they have from their pension, from their contribution being given to them by state in the country that they are living to support their loved ones. Thank you so much, Ashake TV show, Cabo Sureto. The richer are getting richer, the poorer are getting poorer, the suffering and the dying, the hallowing in the abject poverty is becoming a daily occurrence. No good hope of future for our youth of tomorrow. We're talking about a mother that lost a genius. This boy was making 11 out of 15 different, result that he was getting. Let's also talk about it. Mrs. Oluremi Kilanko Gabi says, it was a national tragedy that occurred 18 years ago today regarding Sosoliso plane crash in 2005. The former president and the vice president should have visited the parent. I'm not too sure why they never did. Dizzy man said, we're listening to one of the mother that lost a son in the plane crash as well. Mr. Yemi Fatoki, let's pick up some of you as well that are here with us. Mr. Kendi Oseni say, me, I be Yoruba, no day here. Igbo language, Hausa language, no day here. Go your land. Ask God, a voice of one said, please note, it is not Nigerians commenting, we are Yorubas and other nationals. My love to the mother, more strength and grace to you. They're praying for you. So people are saying, please, Yomi, I beg, no, they call us Nigerians. We are Yoruba people. Again, many people are praying for you. All the way from Australia, they're listening to us. Leslie is sending their loves and greetings. Let me come back again to you, our mother. Remember that you can continue to watch her. She'll be doing a program on what we call the 60 Angels TV on the YouTube. We're sharing the link. Please make sure you follow that link so that you can subscribe. I want to know how many of you have subscribed tonight. We need you to go and subscribe. It's very, very important because we want to continue to hear the truth. Let me come back again to you, my big mother. Today, Nigerians say we have good country, but we don't have good leaders. Your son died in Nigeria. Is it because we don't have good leaders or we don't have a country? I mean, you reflecting back now, 18 years, do you blame the leader or do you just say it's just that the system? What do you think? When some of us are now saying Nigeria is not working and we use the word Nigeria will not happen to you. Let me put this first before you respond to that, because the same Port Harcourt, there was another sad news that came out of Port Harcourt today that we already picked up. And I want you to listen to that, because it was another terrible death. Maybe that could have been avoided. But as we say all the time, may Nigeria not happen to you. This is the story that I picked up in Port Harcourt. Again, many people remember, their loved ones that died during the Sosoliso plane crash, just like we remember yours as well. Again, this is the story. A popular photographer died a day to his birthday. A popular photographer based in Port Harcourt, we're talking about Port Harcourt, which is about 45 minutes from Abuja, if everything goes as planned, was said to have, I take that again. A popular photographer based in Port Harcourt in Rivers State, who is best known for his wide shot, has died in a lone car accident in Wimpy area of Obio Akpo local government area in Rivers State. According to the report, the photographer was said to have rammed into a building while trying to overtake a trailer at about 9 p.m. on Friday, which is about 48 hours ago, December 8th. The deceased, who was the only child, was reportedly at a popular gymnastics center in Port Harcourt when his mother in Rumola area called him to complain that some suspected cultists were shooting around a resident. Late Whitshot was said to have abandoned his activities at the gym, hopped into his vehicle, rushed to the area in a bid to save his mother. Eyewitness claimed late Whitshot, who was on a speed, tried to overtake a trailer, lost control of his car, tried to overtake a trailer, lost control of the car, rammed into a building, sustained a serious injury. Look, accident happened. The question is there emergency? This is where it gets interesting. I want us to take note of this. It was said to have been rushed to 2 different hospitals. And guess what? My mother here is talking about 18 years ago. We are talking about something that happened now on Friday, just 2 days ago. 2 hospitals rejected him. He was confirmed dead at the 3rd hospital he was taken to. May Nigeria not happen to you. I know this is still touching to you, especially listening to Port Harcourt again, because Port Harcourt is the same area that we are talking about today, where we've lost another young man because hospital rejected him. I was asking earlier, is it leadership or is there a problem in the country?
Definitely is the leadership, because the country has chosen them that they should be at the helm of affairs. So all what it takes, we are in this country now. We are not indigenous of this country we are in now. But when I'm sick now, I just go to the hospital without a dime in my pocket, and I will be attended to. That's how it's supposed to be all over the world. I don't know why Nigeria's own is different, and we have enough. We are not using it the right way, only for them to carry girls, to do ritual, to enjoy life, to buy. And the most painful aspect of it is that when they see money, when they gain money in Nigeria, they take it outside to go and keep there. Whereas where they got the money from, the people keep on dying in abject poverty. We so much have potential in Nigeria that the whole world supposed to be looking at us and be hailing us, as they call us giants of Africa. Are we still giants of Africa? What is the benefit of being a Nigerian? There's no benefit. The leaders are not just doing what they are supposed to do. And it has started because the citizens, we are not challenging them. It's not their fault. If I blame them, I will blame the citizens. Look at, up till now, I expected by now, people should have come out. This hardship is enough. They should have stopped them here. But they will keep quiet. They will keep suffering. Instead of going out, they will go and commit suicide. I think our people need help. They should know their rights. If you don't know your right, there's nothing anybody can do about it. As long as we look at them and they keep maltreating us, making us to die on a daily basis, making us to suffer, abject poverty, nobody will come out to help us. We should come out and tell the world that enough is enough. Enough is enough. Thank you.
We still have about few more minutes with you. I know it's been a long one. We appreciate your time given to us on this platform. It's a privilege, and we would hope that we will continue to support you behind the scene. Like I said, if you have not subscribed to that channel, it would be unfair that we've listened to this mother that lost a son, and the only thing we could have done is just to subscribe. So I'm pushing the link again one more time before she goes. I want to see a better outcome before we announce the numbers of people that have subscribed. But if you haven't done so right now, please click on that link, the YouTube channel link, and go and subscribe, because that is where she will be talking more about. Bear with us. That is not the link I've just posted. We're posting that now, the backup team. Bear with us. That link is coming up now. Please, please, please let us go on there. It's called the 60 Angel TV. What do you plan to do with this YouTube channel? Let's talk about that. As I'm posting that link now, please, for benefit of those of you that are watching us right now, the only thing we can do for the 60 people that died, including the others, is to also want to know more by also going to subscribe. What is the plan, with the channel? I mean, you're launching it today out. You'll be putting some content in there. What are we expecting to be coming out of your 60 Angel, the 60 Angels TV, the 60 Angels TV? What are we expecting out of it?
Yes, it's going to be a platform whereby we'll be celebrating our loved ones, both dead or alive. And it's going to be another platform for people who want to hear their view about the pains they are going through, their true life story, so that the whole world can listen and advise them. From the comments, most of them will get solutions. And I want to open a foundation to be helping the less privileged too. I know that by the time Yoruba Nation comes up, we will not have need for this. But for now, most children are out of school. Instead of going to school now, they are now doing Yahoo and Yahoo Plus. I've never heard of it before. It was recently I was hearing Yahoo Plus, Yahoo. So all this has to stop. It's a way of destroying generations to come. And if we are not careful, we will not have any future the way it's going. If we still continue to be Nigerians, we should go our own way. Yoruba Nation, no going back. I'm not hiding my mouth to say it, because I know that's the only, because when I was growing up, at least when we were growing up, things were not so bad this way. It wasn't so terrible like this.
Okay.
We can go to school and leave our things outside. We don't even lock our door when we go to school.
Well, you
dare
not do that now because of the current situation. We will still take 6 minutes of your time, please. And then after you've gone, we will open the phone line for our listeners, and you can go back and be listening to that. So bear with us. I still want about 6 minutes from you. Please, if you have not subscribed to that channel, the only thing we can do for this, our mother, some of you have subscribed. The number is still very low. I want to announce it, but I can't announce because it is still a very low figure. Thank you so much to our mother, a grandmother, Mrs. Comfort Ologunja. Went further to say there's a big problem in Nigeria. These same bad issues happen in Nigeria every time. We all remember the doctor that died in the lift in Lagos State. It is still going on, and most parents, like this, our mother that lost a son, remember that this is her first son. This son will have been 32 years old come next year. She's even lost a genius because her son was a very, very big genius. My brother, your uncle, Yomi Benson, say at this time, it is no longer bad leaders. We are not the same entities at all. What advice, as we're winding it down, like I said, we promise that we will continue to not wait till next year before we bring you on again. I know you're communicating with me behind the scene. We're talking all the time. We'll be writing a full article on these, and we hope, my team will be getting them out first thing tomorrow. They're listening to me. They're going to get this out. We will make sure that this is well documented. We would also continue to highlight the issue. Did any international countries around the world ever reach out to maybe any one of you, or maybe have you reached out to, because this is a case that sometimes they might be interested in as well. Did any of such happen?
Yes, in fact, they did album for each of the students. Okay. I've forgotten the name of that school in America here. They did album for each of the students, and they sent it across to us individually.
Wow.
So
interesting.
That was what we...
I think what we would do, and this is now our platform, I think what we should do so that we can be able to put this in record, and I'll work with this with you. I mean, this is just coming from my head. I think we should plant trees for each of the students. I don't know, maybe that's something you might think of. You don't have to give us a clear answer today, but I think we should. What we can then do is decide where we want to plant those trees, and we can also remember your son as one of those trees, or probably even trees for the 108 people, because so that we are not biased, to say it's just the 60. We can plant those trees and make sure that we monitor those trees growing. By this time next year, we will then talk about it. Akalamago TV, thank you so much for joining us. Let's just...
I forgot to say something.
Go ahead. You have all the time, man.
I now remember that in Port Harcourt, the then governor built a school in their names.
Okay.
In Port Harcourt. It's similar standard to Loyola Joseph College, because I don't know if they can meet up that standard. They said they did the school in their names, and they wrote all their names out on the flag there. I don't know. I've not been there.
Okay.
So that's what I said.
All right. I mean, I think, and if anybody also have any suggestion, we want to make sure that this time next year, we can showcase something, and we can probably document it. So I think, planting a tree and make sure that that tree continues to flourish for all those that died, that is not going to be a big issue. But maybe when people start calling in, we will be able to take more. But I guess you will be listening, and we will take note, and we'll decide what we need to do. Please, if you have not subscribed to that channel, we want you to go now and help us to click on that link. At the moment, we've only got 6 people that have subscribed. Many of you are watching. You've listened to, this is not a movie, a real story of a mother that lost her son at a Sosoliso plane crash in 2005. The only thing we can give in return today is just to go and subscribe on that channel, so that we can continue to monitor the progress of discussion that she'll be putting on that particular page. So once again, if you don't have the link to the channel, we are posting it right now. In 2 minutes before, I'm going to let you go. I've taken much of your time. I know I didn't say to you I was going to take as much of this, but it's not something that we can rush you in. We got to take it slowly with you, and that is exactly what I've done. In 60 seconds before you go, to the average Nigerian today, listening to this, what will you say to them?
I will tell them that hope is not lost. We should all come together as a human being, because the way things are going in Nigeria now, they are trying to turn everyone into a non-entity. We should get out of mirage. We should get out of mirage. We should face reality. We all have the potential to do it. We all have what it takes to do it. We should rise up and fight for our rights. Bob Marley says, get up, stand up, fight for your rights. This is the time. If we allow this time to be wasted, it will pain us forever. We will live to regret it. and the next generation will never forgive us.
Wow, I love that way to end that conversation. The next generation would not forgive us. Thank you so much. We've taken 1 hour, 10 minutes of your time. And that is a mother that the son died during the Sosoliso plane crash 18 years ago. Thank you so much for the time with us on KOIKIMEDIA.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Wow. This is where you will now come in. We have just about less than an hour. We will open the phone line briefly. The program is not up to 3 hours as usual. So the next hour is the Yoruba nation. We've listened carefully. This is where you will now come in and share your own 1 or 2 experience with us. Whatever your experience is with this contraction that you call Nigeria, this country that has already gone into the ditch that will never rise up. It doesn't matter who is praying for Nigeria, it is dead, and our wish is it remains dead. If you're trying to put the oxygen, we will make sure that the way that you remove oxygen from all those that died during the Sosoliso, we will remove that oxygen from Nigeria. Ama your oxygen. So you can call in now. The number is +44 74 04 405917. The number to the studio line right here is +44 74 04 405917. 44 74 04 40 59 70. Àsìkò tẹ́yìn náà lè darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ká gbọ́n tí ẹ̀yin náà fẹ́ sọ. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ sí orí TikTok. Please, when you come in, you will just speak briefly. After a few minutes, I might take you out because we will not let anybody sit, especially in the TikTok, continuously. So I'm bringing 2 people in. The line is also going to be open, and then you can also come and share your experience. Let's first go straight to the first caller, our uncle from the state. You're live with us. Go ahead from the phone line. And if you're coming in, Mr. Diamond, please mute yourself, please, on the TikTok.
Hello.
Sir.
Hello, sir. So that woman was one of unfortunate parents.
Yeah.
18
years ago. I'm 32 next year, if he was alive.
Yeah,
she died in that same plane crash, yeah.
And the system we are talking about, look at the way the woman was trying to explain how the boy would have been saved, but because of oxygen.
With just a lack of medical, there was no emergency at the airport, which was a complete bogus. Rivers State is a rich country, is an oil state, and yet the international airport was not ready to accept reality, and people died.
That is what we are saying. And when you come to keeping us together in Nigeria, keeping those different entities from different cultural backgrounds, from people of different languages, people of different ideas. So keeping those kind of people together can never make that country to work. I don't understand why some people cannot reason the way they should be reasoning. Because there was a time platform Nigerian police are only stronger in the south and southeast, southwest. Hello, Zazezi Wambe.
I'm going kete. Okay, easy.
Nigerian police, if you want to strong, you want to carry out their duty
as àti pé wọ́n corrupt is only South. But this man was establishing it that day that he was in the northern region. He lived in Kano out of his 60 years of age. He lived in Kano at least 45 years of his age. And the guy said, láti ayé Metasini, mi ò mọ̀ bóyá ẹ gbọ́ crisis Metasini in 1983. Láyé Sagari. Metasini. Kí ẹ lè mọ̀ pé àwọn Hausa yẹn ni wọ́n ti ń fún Nàìjíríà yẹn ní problem kò ń ṣe ní kì í sànà. Ó ní bí wọ́n ṣe ń wọlé lọ mú àwọn èèyàn nínú police station ní tí wọ́n ń dú àwọn èèyàn lọ́bẹ lọ́rùn. So one guy now asked question pé so thing happen máa láti make reference yìí Deborah Samuel tí wọ́n pa yẹn. Pé that girl was heading to a police station.
Okay.
Àwọn ọlọ́pàá yẹn dẹ̀ rí before the guy was actually linked to death. Tó wọ́n rí wọn ò rescue ẹ̀. Tí wọ́n fi link ẹ̀ to death tán dẹ̀ fi pa. So wọ́n sọ pé àwọn ọlọ́pàá sàrí àwọn yẹn ní north pé they are more stronger than any fully battered Nigerian police. Pé ó ní kò sí tó ń jẹ́ Nigerian police ní north. Ó wá sọ so many, I've forgotten some of the instances to cite. Ó sọ so many things pé only but each time tó bá wá sí Ìbàdàn tàbí tó ń wá sẹ́kù òun kàn rí pé ọlọ́pàá Nigerian police tọ̀dọ̀ wa ó yàtọ̀ sí ti north. Because tí any argument bá ṣẹlẹ̀ with any ordinary Hausa person ní north, any ordinary Hausa person ó lè gba etí DSP á dẹ̀ gbàgbé tí ò sí nǹkan tó máa fi yẹn jáde. So that is what we are saying. Ká kì í ṣe ìkan náà. Ká kì í ṣe background kan náà. Àgbédè kan náà. Ẹ̀sìn tó ti wá báyé wọn jẹ́ religion. Ó tún ti wá yí orí àwọn people tá ń sọ yìí. So we are not the same thing. Mo wá analyse fẹ́ nìkan pé irú àwọn nǹkan tó ti ẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Yorùbá land yìí. Ká ní pé Yorùbá ti dá wà ní. Ta gbédè ara wa ta gbọ́ nǹkan tá ń sọ. Ìwà ìbàjẹ́ táwọn kan ń wù yìí wọ́n á ti ọwọ́ ẹ̀ bọlẹ̀. Tá bá gbọ́ èdè yẹn tá jẹ́ pé èdè kan náà là ń sọ bíi tàwọn China yẹn àwọn Chinese they speak the same language. That was the reason why they are able to unite. That was the reason why they are able to come up with common goals and they are able to build their country and move forward. Mi ò sọ pé kò sí country tó jẹ́ pé wọn ò ní different languages o. Àwọn country kan wà tí wọ́n ní different languages o. But in the case of Nigeria, kò lè work.
Okay. Eshegoni Babawa, thank you so much, Eshegoni, for that contribution. And it's been a while. That is all. Olambandroti akopale modun Yoruba nation kò ní jẹ́ ntí ó máa ṣe lẹ́yìn wa gbogbo pátápátá tí a fẹ́ pé kó wá sí ìmúṣẹ ó máa wá sí ìmúṣẹ ní ojú ayé wa. Gbogbo àwọn bàbá tá à ń rò pé ó máa jẹ́ kó ṣeé ṣe àwọn bàbá yẹn wọn ò ní jẹ́ kó ṣeé ṣe torí pé ìtọ́fẹ́ ni restructure dẹ̀ ti late nísìn. Eshegoni Babawa, thank you so much. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tún máa bá ètò yẹn nìṣó fún àǹfààní ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá fẹ́ pè wọlé bọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ sọ́dọ̀ ẹni tó wà nínú orí TikTok wa mo kí ẹ easy Òṣègùn òkú gbogbo ìgbà òkú àdúró ti family òdẹ̀kú àdúró ti Koiki Media Dizzyman 123 kí lédè tó ń sọ ní limited visibility kí ló mean by that ẹ jẹ́ lọ sórí TikTok. Thank you so much Mr. Korede Mr. Koiki, well done for the good job. Naija matter na cancer. Mr. Diamond ẹgbọ́n sókè ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò sá.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ everybody.
Ó ń gbọ́ yín sá.
Ṣé rí nǹkan tí mo kọ̀ fẹ́ sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé like you've tried enough like ẹ ti ṣiṣẹ́ tó pọ̀ gan-an but nǹkan tí mi kọ̀ fẹ́ sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé especially TikTok yìí àwọn èèyàn náà nǹkan ń gbénu wọn but they don't have the chance to speak out.
Fear.
Nǹkan tó dẹ̀ máa ń káwọn èèyàn náà rárá nǹkan tó máa ń káwọn èèyàn pay attention wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ rí lára someone like them, like you should not be the one talking everything always.
Okay.
Like you got to me call women pay. Oh yeah, the open platform by.
Yeah.
In cutting one more to share Nigeria to just secret. You should not put it as a question.
Okay.
People will now be the one trigger the question like Alima as an Alima were painful and we Alima trigger Lore, then you should be the one talking about it with evidence. Like Untemo to share lele. This is the proof. Okay. Kilo ko share because many people want like patching sọ̀rọ̀ pé Nigeria by ẹlòmíì tó bá kọjá we just be like so I don't think they know what they're talking about.
Okay.
Like you need to share for real but many people they don't pay attention on it. Like they are just doing their thing like smash thing reject
okay. All right.
And people should be the one talking a lot about it.
All
the back of the open platform,
SOG, thank you so much.
As in, check your audience,
okay.
Views, mama.
All right.
Views, need.
Yeah, I think you're quite right. We will take the feedback. Mungwai.
Any platform they are talking about views in will be 2,000.
All right, let me tell you something there. TMO. This platform, right, is a spotlight platform for the international community that will not allow these brands, thankfully TikTok, Facebook, to allow our message to be visible to people. They've toned it down. The Peter Obita and Sonia, I see all the other platforms, with like what you're saying. This platform is an activist platform. More affected. I'm talking about most people within the same caliber like me. Only Bobo Connisin, don't pay me what restricted fully on YouTube. Rumble on these are guys that have like over 1 million followers. What they do is, especially our time agitate by from the point of can you travel, but I want to ambaja lẹ́yìn tó jẹ́ àwọn òyìnbó countries and town, because I am living in UK now. So they are speaking to all these platforms behind the scene. I know that. We have evidence of it. But I don't want to talk about it because Louis Fumina says, freedom of information. I can request for anything, need Louis. Only 21 days, Lati response to me. But I'm not going to go into what I have in my file. The same thing with the Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa will do YouTube more. They have their own platform. So I understand that people think that our traffic is not going. I have 500,000 followers on Facebook, but they've restricted. It's a target. If people are hearing it every day with the numbers, tell me that country will get the message in no time. Why do you think that when Nnamdi Kanu comes up on YouTube and Facebook, Oman crash? These are deliberate. This is what they want to do. They don't want a message like this to travel. And I mean, normally the moment I come up online, 500,000 of my followers should be notified. With KOIKIMEDIA is live on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on TikTok. But they're not doing that because Tiba changed my pattern of discussion. Especially Tiban saw something to relate more sexual explicit. I'm on TikTok all the time. I see, I want to walk out on wire running 1,000K view. At the end of the day, this is what this platform, sexual explicit, sells more than the kind of job that I am doing. The job that we're doing is a very, very dedicated, sensitive job. A very, very sensitive job. It's a very, very sensitive job. And we are dealing
there was a guy don't pay any Pella. Most view Kineton, only 3.1 views on this guy, and what the guy is doing nothing that will contribute to the community. Like he's just cashing cruise.
Change my style of topic. Look, what they've done is there are some individuals within Nigeria. Bishop was live by missing. Sultan of Sokoto Media is live with me. Gbogbo tí mo ń sọ lọ́n record. Kò ń ṣe pé àsọnù lélẹ́ yìí o. Intelligent tó dọ́wọ́ wa with evidence ni mo ń sọ. Because wọ́n mọ̀ pé mi lágbẹ́nu sọ Ìgbòho. Gbogbo tí bá dẹ̀ ń sọ, wọ́n take note of it. We are fighting a very big fight. It might look like it's a joke, it's a play, but they are dealing with us. That is why somebody like Lai Mohammed, people like that will still suffer because it plays along with them. I won't go into as much details, but like I said, the job of KOIKIMEDIA is not. Why do you think Julian Assange is being kept where he is at the moment? I'm sure you know Julian Assange. Anthony platform. So what if he extradited this thing? So it's a very sensitive job, but again, we're reporting them, within my journalist union. They are aware of all these things that you've talked about. I talk about it all the time when I go to my meetings. When you're an activist, we should expect this kind. So my message, WikiLeaks, Julian Assange, WikiLeaks. There's another guy, Toti Salosi, Russia, and Latin America. There's another brilliant guy like that. It's a very sensitive job, but again, we pray that very soon things will change. But for now, we will just manage. And I've taken your feedback. We are managing what we have. That's why I'm not worried whether people, the views goes up or not. But Snowden, Snowden is another very powerful guy. American will buy anything, but Russia only citizenship. But I'm listening. And you guys have to know that I live in UK. So UK go the Lambaja. Maybe some of you don't know that. So it's a very, my IP address, the moment I go live, so it's a very, I'm dealing with a very sensitive job, But cash out the for long way, nothing there. So go ahead.
As in everything to share like painful that I don't know me more, but I'm fully road like pay attention you have to see what is going on.
It is all distraction. It's a distraction. Sherry, what they're doing is that the world is changing, and it's changing very fast. And Nigeria is a big player for the West. We need it for so many reasons. For stability reason, for their own reason, for medical reason, for whatever reasons. That part of the world, don't put Nigeria into Yoruba and whatever it is a big game changer. And whether they like it or not, is either we all come on the round table and discuss this issue, or eventually things will go wherever it needs to go. But we will continue talking while we are also monitoring.
This 2024 it will not be easy because imagine how the country is. There is no changes, like no good plan. It's not as if you guys want to use the money for the country. Like you just want to collect the money and share it among you guys. And people are just sitting like they see it as.
I think Nigerians will not respond and react to anything because it's a spiritual thing as well. The country is under spiritual lockdown. Kunle Bakers, thank you so much. Call about mute. In a minute. Hello, about mute background. That's Wale, please.
Hello?
That's what on. Mute the background here. That's Wale. Kunle Bakers, shout out to you.
Okay. I am at mute. Koiki báwo ni?
Àlàáfíà.
Ẹlẹ́kúṣẹ́.
À ń gbìyànjú.
Ọ̀rọ̀ mi ò pọ̀ ná. Mo gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tí woman yẹn tó sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan tó sọ pé ọmọ òun tó wà lára àwọn tó ní plane crash tó involve ní plane crash ní 2000 ní Sosoliso 2005. Tó sọ pé by equinance ọmọ yẹn máa pé ọmọ 32 years old. Àmọ́ dẹ̀ gbọ́ bí woman yẹn bó ṣe. Hello?
À ń gbọ́ yín, ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ.
Mo gbọ́ bó ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ tí ó dẹ̀ ń béèrè àwọn question kankan lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Like I sympathize with her anyway. Kí Ọlọ́run kó tùnú. Woman ó sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ ìpèrú problem wo ni ló jẹ́ the main problem ní Nàìjíríà. Ìpè ṣe ní leadership problem ni tàbí kí ni. Ìgbà tóun fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ òun sọ̀rọ̀ pé leadership ni. That is her own belief. But me, I don't know bóyá understand pé it's not a leadership problem lání. It's not a matter of leadership problem rárá àtọ̀. It's about the foundation tó ti wọ́ wá láti ilẹ̀. Tó jẹ́ pé it's about lower 40. It's about amalgamation. Tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n dà wá papọ̀ àwọn bìtì kó dà wá papọ̀ because of their own mutual benefit. Wọn ò ní any plan fún wa rárá. I don't know bóyá woman bóyá ní gbogbo understand èdè gbogbo level yẹn. It's not about leadership.
Yeah, I mean again like you said, I just think that she just mentioned that as part because she's a full Yoruba Nation campaigner as well, and we met in this movement and she's been with us in the last 3 years, but I didn't realize that she has a son that died in Sosoliso until we talked about it some few weeks back and months back. But again, she knows that it's far beyond leadership. But again, we can just take it as, what she said tonight. Yeah. Mama boy.
Because gẹ́bọ̀rọ̀ tó máa ń sọ tó jẹ́ pé òfin educate àwọn èèyàn wa tó fi ń liberate wọn tó jẹ́ pé especially àwọn èèyàn wa kan tó wà ní western world bí tó máa sọ fún àwọn tó wà Nàìjíríà pé leadership problem ni pé leadership tó dẹ̀ máa ń sọ fún wọn pé it's not about leadership problem ni pé gbogbo nǹkan tó ń sọ yẹn pé kò kì í ṣe leadership ni ṣebí kí lorúkọ ẹ̀ Ṣọlá Adéyẹyè former senator. Ṣèbó sọ a couple of years ago tó sọ̀rọ̀ nípa 1999 constitution náà wípé kò lè bring progress kò lè bring unity kò lè bring prosperity ó sọ ń gbà yẹn náà tóun sọ pé because gbogbo pé constitution is a scam tó sọ but àwọn èèyàn gbà tí wọ́n máa sọ pé leadership problem ìwọ òun gbìyànjú mo fún ẹ ní credit náà I credit you pẹ̀lú gbogbo nǹkan tó máa ń try àti mo yìí ẹ́ to be honest with you mo yìí ẹ́ gan ni mo try gan to be honest mo wà program tó ti ń ṣe láti bí ìjẹta mo rí bó ṣe máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ bó ṣe máa ń break down ẹ̀ fún wọn bó ṣe máa mo really appreciate ẹ̀ lánàá mo wo program ẹ̀ kan tó dárúkọ nípa tó sọ̀rọ̀ nípa irú àwọn bàbá Àfẹ́ Babalọ́lá ní pé ṣé wọn mọ̀ nípa 1999 constitution ni àwọn bàbá yẹn ní gbogbo ọlá tán níyẹn ní gbogbo kí yẹn náà ti rí ṣèbí òun ní personal he was a personal lawyer to former president Olúṣẹ́gun Ọbásanjọ́ from 1999 to 2007 ìyẹn bàbá yẹn.
Can you imagine?
To be honest, Koiki from 1999.
Nàìjíríà ló wọ́n ti lówó lójújà mo kí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi. Nàìjíríà ló wọ́n ti lówó yẹn.
Personal lawyer ẹ̀ ni. From 1999 to 2007. Bàbá yẹn ìgbà míì túmọ̀ wọ́n máa sọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo constitution yẹn ni wọ́n mọ̀ pé kò sí calm pé kò dáa.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ọmọ everybody knows that.
Kò dáa. Gbogbo ẹ̀ náà mo láìsí bó ṣe sọ lánàá wípé ìrùmọ́ pé ṣé ẹdùn ṣé clark ní tàbí kí tó dá pé tó dá àwọn kan fẹ́. Gbogbo wọn a máa bọ́ sí ìta báyìí wọn a máa fẹ́ máa sọ̀rọ̀ wọn a fẹ́ máa ẹ̀sọ́ náà rí ìta wọn ní tàbí irú àwọn fálàpà.
What they do is that they have to make it look for our Nigerians pé on our side lọ́wọ́ but irọ́ ni kàjọ́ ní gbogbo yẹn. So when they are talking like that, you'll be wondering that okay, tẹ́ bá mọ̀ pé constitution yóò ṣiṣẹ́, ó dá ẹ̀yin ò ṣe gbé federal government lọ sí court pé ká prove constitution yìí down. Kàjọ ni. So that it will look like, they are on the side of the masses, because masses marry as part of the system. And Taban sọ̀rọ̀ cabal, all these legal lawyers that are saying, they are all part of the cabals. Gbogbo ni cabal. Àwọn akọ̀rọ̀ pé politician ni cabal. No, àwọn lawyer yẹn gangan ni cabal. Gbogbo gangan ni cabal. So.
The same thing ni ó tún rí bí Délé Fárótìmí tí wọ́n ti condemn 1999 constitution lóríṣiríṣi tó ti sọ pé kò lè ṣe pé constitution yẹn ò dáa rárá pé kó tú ìwé JDCN ni òun tẹ̀lé òbí kiri òun ṣe ìwọ ní publicity kìíní kan òbí tó ń tẹ̀lé òbí kiri tó ń tẹ̀lé òbí kiri tó sọ pé kìíní ó mọ̀ pé mo máa rò ń gbà mí pé ṣé Délé Fárótìmí ò mọ̀ pé wọ́n á pìkì òbí ni for distraction.
Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi dizzy man ṣe sọ níbí báyìí Mr. Diamond, many Nigerians mọ̀ pé we have ẹ̀ṣẹ̀gàn yàrá comfort ológunjà. One quote on KOIKIMEDIA is a real media. We don't do fracas here. We don't even talk about fracas because it takes us away from the reality. There is external forces weighing in and who wants to keep Nigeria to use one Nigeria that is not working for the ordinary Nigeria. So, Yoruba Timori interview, Babalola, Efe Babalola pẹ̀lú channels, mo to recommend Tolomilara, one of their journalists. The way he's speaking, now, ẹ mọ̀ pé mi tẹ́ mọ̀ pé ó ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú Ọbásanjọ́ àfihàn tó ṣe ń sọ nísìn.
Mo ní personal lawyer from 1999 to 2007.
Kí la tó wá ń sọ nísìn.
Òun ló represent ọba.
So kí ni mo tún fi sọ lórí ìyẹn nísìn? I can't say anything more than the fact that they've been given incentive by the government, and a kind of African country, government Africa ló dùn jù láti wà nínú ẹ̀. Corruption nínú ẹ̀ is just uncountable. Because nobody is going to hold you accountable. Irú Reno táwọn èèyàn máa lọ ń jókòó táwọn gbọ́n kan tó ń sọ lórí Twitter. Reno was part of Jonathan. Owó tó jí tó gbà lára Jonathan, only God knows. Owó ní Sama sọ kábàkàbà lẹ́nu. So, but Nigerians are not reacting quickly because for whatever reason, they believe that there's a problem. And that problem is that leadership. Leadership. There's a foundation that is very, very faulty. Adé gbọ́dọ̀ tú gbogbo bóòtẹ̀ tí bá gbé mọ́tò mi lọ sọ́dọ̀ mechanic tó bá ní kí ló ṣe àti bá ní mo mọ̀ á gbé diagnosis lára ní tó bá gbé jáde padà á ní problem yìí ni tó bá jẹ́ nǹkan tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ yọ engine kalẹ̀ wọ́n bí wọ́n dá kọ́ máa fẹ́ yọ engine tí inú kí engine ṣe wà níbẹ̀ kọ́ wá náà fẹ́ fix problem yẹn wọ́n máa yọ engine bọ́ta and ìgbà mi ó kọ́ lè jẹ́ bí adapter plug kan lọ́kọ̀ máa yọ. Wọ́n kọ̀ yọ plug kò tẹ́ ń ṣe ní àwọn mọ́tò tó ṣe ń ṣe nísìn wọ́n kọ̀ yọ plug kan fuse kan wọ́n dẹ̀ fi fuse mi sí everything náà dẹ̀ padà á máa drive. But in Nigeria the foundation has been faulty. Ẹ rí i pé mo ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa what is colonialism ìyẹn là ń sọ lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta nísìn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yẹn wọ́n tán pè bẹ́ẹ̀ akànṣán àkànjí ni àwa náà kàn ṣe pé àmọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ nínú ìrìn àjò yìí náà làwa náà ti kọ́ ọgbọ́n ta fi ń ṣe program. So and we are educating you. We're educating ourselves, and we hope that Nigerians one day will appreciate the work that we are putting in. It's a lot of work. Tibafi ma sọ̀rọ̀ àlùfàǹṣà níbí báyìí nísìn gbogbo bẹ́ẹ̀ máa dàrú ni. Èmi ò dẹ̀ ń sọ yẹn because ibi báyìí ò ń ṣọ̀rọ̀ ṣẹpẹtẹ́rì. Ìtàn sọ níbí báyìí in tó jẹ́ future ìran ọmọ Yorùbá tó ká wa lára òun là ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀. And like I always say, ẹ̀ ń wá justice fún yàn kan gbogbo ala need the justice bá ṣe wà yìí. Dáwà táwa lábẹ́ ṣe ní the justice lẹ́yìn tó wà lé ní the justice. Mo ń gbọ́ sá.
Thank you lórí Koiki gbogbo wa nínú àwọn tó ń pariwo gan ọ̀rọ̀ justice ní àwọn gan ní the justice wọ́n ní díẹ̀.
Everybody need justice.
Wọ́n ní like gẹ́gẹ́ bó ṣe sọ pé àwọn ìlú mẹ́ta kan làwọn European colonize kì í ṣe mẹ́ta o they are 11 country ni o 11 ni wọ́n tí wọ́n colonize 11. Nepal wà lára Afghanistan wà lára wọn Iran wà lára wọn even gan tí o mọ̀ pé wọn colonize Ethiopia náà àwọn colonize wọn Ethiopia wọn colonize Ethiopia 11 countries làwọn European àwọn Japan dẹ̀ bá wọn jà bí nǹkan míì wọ́n bá wọn jà nínú nǹkan wọ́n fẹ́ gbẹ̀sì wá fún wọn gan mo ka gbogbo sórí àwọn Japan bọ́n ṣe lẹ́ẹ̀ni bọ́n ṣe ń ṣèbọn lọ́wọ́ àwọn Portuguese tí àwọn emperor wọ́n sọ pé kọ́nà máa kó bọ́n sílé ìgbà tó di pé wọ́n fẹ́ jáde sí wọn báyìí wọ́n fẹ́ máa introduce ẹ̀ sí Christianity sí wọn àwọn emperor ní kọ́nà kó bọ́n síta ìbọn yẹn wọ́n fi kọ́kọ́ àwọn Portuguese ìgbà yìí tí wọ́n lè fi ráyà àti colonize wọn ìyẹn ń gbà yẹn náà àwọn Japan wọ́n ní nǹkan tó ń tẹ̀sílẹ̀ tó ń fi ráyà ti colonize àwọn Japan wọ́n ní Japan wà ní island wọ́n ní in terms of.
Network látọ̀dọ̀ wọn ni. À ń gbọ́ yín. Ẹ bá ṣe ní kíákíá à ń gbọ́ yín sà.
Wọ́n ní in terms of high potent wọ́n ní Japan is number 2 in the world according to wọ́n ní wà lára kan táwọn people náà fi ráyà àti colonize àwọn Japan wọ́n ní that number 2 in terms of high potent wọ́n ní wà lára kan tó fi ráyà àti colonize wọn. So there are a lot of things táwọn yẹn wọn ẹ̀rọ ọ̀dà tán tó bá dẹ̀ ń try àti sọ fún wọn they refuse. Wọ́n fẹ́ wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ slavery mentality yẹn gbà bẹ́ẹ̀ kò àti religion náà tó wà lára ẹ̀ o religion náà tó wà lára kan tó wà fẹ́ tàwọn èèyàn wa ó wà lára ẹ̀.
Thank you so
much. Ó wà lára ẹ̀. Ó dáa.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni sir.
Ok.
Ẹ jẹ́ n padà sọ́dọ̀ Mr. Diamond mo kí grandma ìyàwó Comfort Ológunjà for the super chat. Ẹ jẹ́ n padà sọ́dọ̀ Mr. Diamond ẹ go ahead.
Ṣẹ́rí religion ẹ̀ wọ́n ti fi ṣe wá léṣe náà. Reason ni pé ẹ wo mo rí ọ̀rọ̀ kan tí bàbá Adébóyè sọ pé Colorado invite àwọn. What should be the relationship between bàbá Adébóyè and Colorado? Ṣé ó jẹ́ ẹbí kíní ni? But I don't want to talk about that. But ẹni tó bá jẹ́ ẹni tí ó ti wà religious tó yẹ kí wọ́n ti fi religion wọ́n ti tọ́ bọ̀pọ̀ lẹ̀ kóun náà imagine pé kí relationship tó gbọ́dọ̀ wà láàrin wọn. And which ìwọ tó bí ó wà religion tó yẹ Colorado bá ní kó wá maybe they want to offer you something you say that no that kind of ó yẹ kó bẹ́ẹ̀ but pastor ní relationship pẹ̀lú wọn. Ṣé rí UAE lèmi wà ní UAE àwọn India wọ́n máa ń ṣe òòṣà wọn they celebrate it. Òun ló fi jẹ́ pé I will never fight anybody because of religion never because tẹ́ bá dé Arab country tó bá ti kan ọ̀rọ̀ pé they want to ibi tó ti máa rówó that religion they will step aside àwọn àgbẹ̀sẹ̀gbẹ̀ kan. Àwọn Indian lọ celebrate Hindu wọn tó máa gbé lọ sínú beach ní UAE tó máa lọ celebrate and no one is disturbing them kò sẹ́ni tó ráyè tí wọn. This Arab country àwọn òyìnbó máa wá wọ́n lè wọ pátá lásán lè wọ bra lásán whereas àwọn ò jẹ́ kí obìnrin tí wọ́n ṣe ara lẹ̀ but based on wọ́n máa make owó lára àwọn òyìnbó yẹn they will not even disturb them. ọ̀sọ̀jú nù but tó bá jẹ́ pé bóyá bí Ìlọrin ni àwọn Ìlọrin máa ní haram kìíní kan ṣe rí nígbà tí gbogbo òfin tó wà ní Quran gan dé ayé ò tí ì làjú báyìí èèyàn mélòó wà láyé gbà ẹ̀. Àwọn kankan wà tó yẹ pé ẹ máa amend.
Ìtọ́wọ̀ náà la ṣe ń sọ pé we need to exit out of Nigeria because it's dragging us backwards kò jẹ́ kí a progress as a people.
Kò tiẹ̀ sí bá ṣe lè succeed ká bá ti jáde kúrò Nàìjíríà kò sí.
Ọ̀pọ̀ ẹ̀pà àwọn tó wà nílé gan-an ni a ní láti sọ the reason why pé ta ṣe láti lọ a gbọ́dọ̀ continue láti sọ fún
àwọn náà ní problem because tí ó bá pé ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn yé wọn ni àwọn gan ló yẹ kó máa bínú jù like àwọn ló yẹ kó máa bínú jù because wọ́n ti fi right wọn wọ́n jẹ́ kó mọ right wọn wọ́n ti believe pé nǹkan táwọn bá ṣe gangan ni whereas government is not your boss wọn kì í ṣe boss yín ẹrú lọ́jẹ́ ànábì ní olórí ìjọpọ̀ yìí jọ ni. Tinubu kì í ṣe boss anybody aránṣẹ́ ni so you have to deliver and he's just doing what he like based on how the country is like ọwọ́ bọ́ ti ṣe manipulate country yẹn tẹ́lẹ̀ and àwọn èèyàn ò dẹ̀ rí as baby gbígbé ó wrong ìyàwó ẹ̀ sọ pé àwọn ò ní ìdòwò Nàìjíríà pé àwọn lówó lọ́wọ́ and ẹ wo orú owó tó ń ná fún un tó tẹ̀ sọ pé àwọn ò ní ìdòwò and you been senator for 16 years are you the only one? So gbórú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n ti ọjà káàkiri. Ṣégbà tí wọ́n ti ọjà ń sì ṣé wọ́n yọ àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá wa sẹ́yìn pé ẹ̀yin ò àgbọ̀dọ̀ ní ẹ̀yin lára ìtorí ẹ jẹ́ Yorùbá. Wọ́n ní Yorùbá lára lọ́ní everybody lára. They don't even think about anyone. Àní irú àwọn èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ̀ ni àwọn kan dẹ̀ tún ṣì ń follow pé bàbá àwọn irú bàbá ò nìyẹn. Ẹni tí ò kí àbọ̀ ìran ẹ̀ gan kámẹ́ tí wàá sọ pé kó ṣe wàá kí àbọ̀ ìran níran. They only care about their own family. Kọ́ páàkì gbogbo owó yẹn. Even they will not spend it tó máa fi kú. Kó ṣáà páàkì ẹ̀ kò bá bàjẹ́ mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n wà okay. Okay, everybody ṣáà wà in ajẹ́ poverty. Everybody máa kọ́ máa sùn lébi, kọ́ máa jí lébi, kó máa sìnà, kó máa ṣe anything.
We'll get there.
I don't know how people work on all these people.
We won't give up money on our people, and we will continue to highlight the case on them. Because of the time, Mr. Diamond Empire, so we're going to start winding down, and I thank you so much for that massive contribution this evening as well. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Mo kí gbogbo èèyàn wa, a máa mú program yẹn wá sísàlẹ̀ láìpẹ́. Tonight is just for the Sosoliso plane crash. We pray for all the lives that lost and many lives to Tikuni, Nigeria. Nigeria is a painful place that Teba Menuba, ni party, ni gathering, ni bikibi to luka pade. You can never end up talking about it. You will just go on and on and on. Teba debe pekini solution fáwọn èèyàn. Wọ́n ní ká túbọ̀ ṣe sùúrù, àwọn kan ní ó kù díẹ̀. We lost the platform, I think, because we still have just about 10-15 minutes. I'm just going to continue. I think my network flicked. So we lost the Facebook channel. So I'm just going to bring it back just to complete it. It could cost me anything. But we're going to be winding down very, very soon, just to finish it up with them there as well. I didn't realize that it stopped until so kí ni mo ń try láti sọ ni pé mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ní èní bàbá Ògúnmọ́lá ní God bless you ìyẹn ìyá wa tó bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ pé kẹ́ remain very strong. A lot of things, as we know today in Nigeria, is because Nigerians find it very difficult to react quickly. Reaction to Monri all the time, which is the only thing that most of you have, is the social media, just to buttress that. Mole confirmed Ethiopia was one of the countries. I'm back again to the National Geographical website. Yet, resistance to this control is an integral part of the story of colonialism. Even before decolonialization, indigenous people, sharing the word indigenous, we are the indigenous people, but unfortunately, we have been deceived and told lies that we should remain as Nigerians because Ibelobiwasi, any passport Nigeria, and national anthem Nigeria, and no Nigeria. But in reality, it can still be dissolved, could mean anything. There are even Yoruba in diaspora and Jackpats overseas still thinking and praying hopefully for the zoo. I mean, I want any problem here, because if you're living outside the country and you're praying for Nigeria, I don't know what you mean by that. Indigenous people on the continent stage violent and non-violent resistance to their conquerors. It has always been that people fought the colonial era, but they were able to also yes, I'm sorry, because we want to make sure that we hit just over 1 million, from this platform. We can do that. We're almost very close to it. I'm sure we can do better within the next few hours, because 48 hours, not last, so which we are almost running to that 48 hours. All the money will be moved to him, from this morning up to tomorrow, so that, we can say thank you to our hero. But once again, more appreciate Bubuati about Adasi. Since I've been told to talk on that, we will come back on this colonialism again tomorrow. This month is all about the review, questions people are asking, the way forward, what next, and all that. But I want us to focus that tonight is for the Sosoliso plane crash, as much as also we remind our people that the country you love so much, people are pained. She's pained. You know, if you're telling somebody like that to still believe in one Nigeria because you think that maybe a pilot error ni komata, no, people want it to go, and we want to pull it down. Once again, this man said, on the Sosoliso plane crash, we thank Mama for speaking to us on KOIKIMEDIA. We welcome your new initiative, the 60 Angel TV. So where are we when it comes to KOIKIMEDIA? Came up on Friday, just less than 48 hours ago, 2 days ago. And we say, if you are not you know, if we raise something for CSI, Kopoju. He hasn't asked me to come and say it, but I thought, you know, if anybody have come as well and say, Koiki, any problem? I mean, I listen to different platforms around the world from Nigerians blog and different things, and people raise money for different purposes, you know, for whatever reasons that is needed. If we decide to do that on this platform as well, it wasn't too much because it's worth it for him. So we say, you know, let's dip our hands in our pocket and let's see what we can do. And people responded, you know, within the Enitogbo program, Enitogbo Keji, Enitogbo Titi di Wakati, and people respond. And we said it was just going to be for 48 hours. I mean, if people say, she 48 hours, if he wants to still send, but let's remind me that that money you're sending after tomorrow is still for CSI, because it's still my own account, and that literally means that it's still going to be used for my own daily operation, because I don't know, let me send the whole thing, send it, me get, but again, we've been very, very grateful for two individuals that is also being updated behind the scene on what has been collated so far. You know, like I always say, as much as this is a platform that has its own stand, its own ways of doing things, but I still also have, you know, some people behind the scene that we talk, just like all other platforms. And I appreciate those two individuals that have been monitoring these donations behind the scene. And we are grateful for having them as what we called our own KOIKIMEDIA, whatever you want to call it. And they're very, very helpful. You know, we take a lot of feedback. So if you still want to give before the 48 hours ending, there's nothing wrong in that. Many of you, if you want, you know, you have the right. I'm 40 plus, older than Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister of this country. So I'm also, you know, a leader within my own capacity on this platform. And this is a platform that I said 3 years ago, we donated to Yoruba Nation for now. If I was meant to be running my own media without Yoruba Nation, maybe some of us don't know that. Let me tell you, there are some things that if we want to do now, all they see there every day is just Yoruba Nation. You know, you understand? Go on Sky News, don't so, BBC, CNN. My content remained Yoruba Nation in the last 3 years. So it's a lot of work. So, and some people don't see it as anything, while some see it as a big thing. But we're putting a record that the next generation, the reason why I'm enjoying today in this country is because people fought for the freedom. So whatever we're doing today, we're doing it because we don't want the next generation to go through what we have gone through. I am not the only one talking. There are many people that are talking. My own style is different, and nobody can beat that. Because if they want to, I will scale up. And like I said, in the new year, there will be much more activities on Yoruba Nation on the platform called KOIKIMEDIA. So keep an eye on that. We are working quietly behind the scene with the KOIKIMEDIA team. But once again, I do gbogbo yín pátá tí ẹ ti dúró ti Olóyè Ìgbòho tẹ́ fi sílẹ̀. I spoke to him today. It's a privilege, just like I speak to him at any time that I want to. We love him, we appreciate him, we respect him, especially for someone of his caliber, to leave his own business. Because maybe some of us don't know that they've shut down and almost want to cripple him. That's what the government wanted to do. I don't know about the cripple source of your income. He hasn't begged this platform or any platform, to give him money, but we're doing it for the love that we have for him. And that's the reason why we're doing what we're doing. So we're going to put the account details out for the last time. But again, if you say that Koiki, grammar only, but that 48 hours, yes, just to cap it. But if you still want to give him anything, let me know. He will definitely get it. So the account details that we have been using, I'm going to pull it out again one more time because we are now 2 hours, 46 minutes into the program. It's been a long, beautiful night, but tonight is dedicated to the Sosoliso plane crash. It's a very painful time for that our mother, Colomban Drotimo. And she's a very active Yoruba Nation campaigner. But I'm not going to say more than that. And I'm not going to tell us the country that she's currently living. But she's no longer in Nigeria. Colomban Drotimo. So the account details is the first bank account, 30 96 80 88 48. It's going to be on my name. Thank you, Koiki. We Yoruba need to exit. Oh, we're going to exit. It's just a matter of time. Account number again is 30 96 80 88 48. Olayomi Olakunle Koiki, First Bank. So that is the details that has been put out. Even in as much as, one or two people send money and say, Koiki, lele. Like I said, whatever came in, we will make sure everything is gone to Olóyè Ìgbòho. And after that, whatever your donation, we haven't asked for our own donation. We keep to the Olóyè one until next week when we say, if you want to support us, you can do. But I'm waiting for our Christmas gift too. So, as we leave us again tonight, many people that are watching behind the scene saying, what next? As we're going into 2024. When we started, this is a month of refresher, summary. When we start, and I take feedback, Comfort, there's something she told 2 weeks ago. Lori broadcast it, we're trying as much as possible. So, but even the challenge, but again, we need more people to join this movement. We need many of you to be involved so that we can push the campaign forward. But the question everybody's asking is, what is going to be the exit plan of Nigeria? It's a big question. Koiki, intention, kini exit plan on Olefigba exit. And please don't be deceived. There's nothing called Yoruba Nation country today. Nonsense. I don't want to mention names. There's nothing. Maybe till a model lay. Atiwani in 11 Ojo Aje. Ko single content in Yoruba country. Don't be deceived. Don't be fooled by anybody. And the mark party when you're social media or social media, you know, lost you. Fact, me most of you go anywhere. Níbi tí lè ṣúdé lénìí, níbi tí lè mọ́dé lénìí, pé Yoruba Nation is a country, is a lie. It's still a quest that we want to exit Nigeria. Nigeria is still operating as a country, while we will make sure that we pull it down safely so that life can be saved. That's what I will say. But whether we all agree or not, I have said it and I'll say it again. Tinubu has nothing to offer Yoruba people under the self-determination rules of engagement. Bola Tinubu, Jagaban, Ashiwaju, he has nothing to offer. His mission and agenda is under the APC manifesto. And all he's doing right now is just his own desire, his wish to be a president, and that's all. Whether we like it or not, he will run this government, and if we do nothing to pressurize our campaign as we move into the new year and start telling people that election gbọ́dọ̀ tún wáyé again, because that is what we started with. Kótó di pẹ́ sọ pé mi àti Ìgbòho la fẹ́ wá da Nàìjíríà rú. Kódà àwọn kan lẹ́mìí gan mo push Ìgbòho mo nínú bèbí ní olóyè because èmi ni mo ń push ẹ̀. So that's what some of you have said. Ẹni mo ti sá lọ sí London àti wá sí Nàìjíríà kọ́ ni problem tèmi o. Àti wá sí Nàìjíríà kọ́ ni problem Ìgbòho, but kò ń ṣe pé ilẹ̀ máa sọ fún wa pé ká wá nísìn. Gbogbo ẹnu mo fi sọ tásìkò bá tó tíyẹn bá máa ṣe kíni tó bá máa lọ toilet allow, but it's not. Wọ́n ní mọ̀jàmọ̀sá la fi máa kíkanjú. We are not scared. Mo post ẹ̀ lánàá. Èmi àti Ìgbòho, we are not scared of anything, but like I said, ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe dè mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. We are not scared. Gbogbo tí Simon Ekpa ń ṣe tẹ́ ń rí is because they've made up their mind. Ọ̀nà tó bá fi gbà, ibi tó bá máa já sí, ní rere náà ni kò já sí. But a fẹ́ jẹ́ kó jẹ́ pé ọmọ Yorùbá gangan ló ń support pé yes, kò ń ṣe Ìgbòho nìkan ló náà fẹ́ Yorùbá nation. Tá bá ti agree pẹ̀lú yẹn nísìn, it will make our work very easy. Because what we started with in 2019, àwọn èèyàn ní ẹ, àwa la fẹ́ wá da Nàìjíríà rú, èmi àti Ìgbòho. Kódà, wọ́n ní èmi ni mò ń push ìfọ̀gùn. Mo dẹ̀ ti ní àjà ogun mọ́ báyìí. But ẹ má yẹ ká tún ní àfẹ́ṣẹ̀ election ní 2027. Ariwo tí mo pa for 3 years nìyẹn. Kódà mo ṣe poster nígbà tí mo wá sílé ní 2021. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ní come back home. Kájọ ṣe Ṣòwòrẹ́ wà nílé, ẹ lọ bá Ṣòwòrẹ́, ẹ lọ align pẹ̀lú ẹ̀, kẹ́ bá ṣe revolution. Ibi tó ṣe máa já sí náà ni pé Nàìjíríà máa pín. So pé ó dìgbà tí bá wá sílé lẹ máa tó support Yorùbá nation. Ẹ waste time ara yín. Èmi ò ní láti wá sílé. Location tí mo wà yìí is much ready for me to continue to campaign and educate many of us. Olóyè Ìgbòho ní láti wá sí Nàìjíríà, kò ní any business láti wá ṣe Nàìjíríà. He can operate from where he is, just as after Tolóyè ti kúrò ní Benin Republic, kò sígbà tó bá sọ̀rọ̀, kò sígbà tó bá ṣe fídíò kékeré. Ó sọ̀rọ̀ nínú fídíò yẹn ni kò sọ̀rọ̀. I've seen another one that he has done, I think, I don't know, a few days ago. Pẹ̀lú ọ̀rẹ́ wọn kan tó ń ṣàdúrà. But for the fact that olóyè ṣì sọ nínú pépà tí pépà Nàìjíríà gbé, gbogbo fàbó táwọn ti gbé fún yín, ẹ̀ ń waste time ara yín, because kò sẹ́ni tó ní reckoning fún wọn, kò sẹ́ni tó mọ̀ wọn. Ẹni tí federal government of Nigeria tó mọ̀ lénìí, ìyẹn Bọ́lá Tinubu, òun ni olóyè Ìgbòho àti bàbá Akíntóyè àti gbogbo àwa tí a wà lábẹ́ wọn. Kò dẹ̀ ń ṣe ogun la ní afẹ́jà pẹ̀lú federal government. Ẹ̀tọ́ wa la náà ń béèrè. But ọ̀nà tí a máa fi gbà kò sẹ́ni kankan níbi tílẹ̀ ṣúdé tó máa sọ pé ọ̀nà báyìí nìkan ló máa gbà. We know that. But tí olóyè bá fi ohun yẹn sílẹ̀ pé àsìkò tó ó ti yá ready, ẹ lọ kọ sílẹ̀, kò sí bá ńlá ẹni tó lè dá dúró. But òun kọ́ ló máa pèpè yẹn. Àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá la máa sọ fún lóyè pé àsìkò yẹn ti tó, because tẹ́lẹ̀ tẹ́ ń sọ ni pé olóyè ni kò ẹ mọ̀ pé kódà ẹ ti ṣe skit lé lórí pẹ̀lú mi pé bí ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ olóyè náà ti dé tán ìgbà Igbos. For now gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ni tó wà wọ́n ṣáà wá tá ti believe in it o, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ believe ẹ̀yin gangan ni kẹ́ sọ fún wa pé yes àti ready. ẹ̀yin máa sọ pé àti ready, àwa fi voice síta. Mo sọ fún yín pé 72 hours ló máa take mi láti dé Nàìjíríà, ó pẹ́ jù nìyẹn. 72 hours máa dé Nàìjíríà, but ìrìn àjò yìí àfàlẹ́ ọba Elédùmarè. Àwọn ọba yín ò ní sọ̀rọ̀ bọ́wọ́ mọ̀ pé in tó wà nílẹ̀ calm down ni gbogbo wọn wò lẹ́yìn tí ẹ mọ̀, because àwa mọ̀ pé Tinubu ò ní kankan láti offer anybody. A sọ fún yín pé ẹ má yín ká lọ ṣe election, ẹ̀yin sọ fún wa pé election ló wọ̀ tẹ̀. We are now on another countdown to 2027. We have enough time now to even stop it. Àwọn tó ń pè wá pé rédíò kan ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ bla bla bla, I've been updated on that radio. I'll be giving update on that tomorrow. The radio is getting closer. I don't want to say more than that. On my daily life way, I've been giving updates as of today. Ní kéèyàn kankan gbébọn kó pa anybody o, ní kẹ́ kó bọn jáde o. Má fi Yorùbá nation jalè kó wá link ẹ̀ mọ́ Ìgbòho. Tó bá jẹ́ pé olè ló ń jà tẹ́lẹ̀, tí Nàìjíríà ọlọ́pàá bá ti gbé ẹ̀, ní tó bá fi ẹ́ ṣe, má pe Kóìkì, má pe Ìgbòho, because we are not doing Yorùbá nation láti fi jalè, láti fi manipulate ẹlòmíì. Ó ti gbalẹ̀ wọn torí pé òun forúkọ Ìgbòho, gbogbo yẹn, gbogbo tẹ́ ṣe ní 3 years ago yẹn, a lot of things that went that 3 years. Gbogbo ilẹ̀ mọ́ra yín, Yorùbá nation tá gbé dání lábẹ́ bàbá wa Professor Banji Akintoye kò ń ṣe fún crime. Look at us. In táwa ń sọ ni pé federal government àti Yorùbá ẹ̀yà jókòó sórí round table ká yanjú ọ̀rọ̀ yìí. Ṣáṣe máa jáde fún rally, ní tó ju rally gan máa jáde. Let's leave it like that. But when we are all ready, we will all speak out. But one voice yẹn, òun ni kí gbogbo wa ká stick to. Gbogbo àwọn tó ṣángbó lọ, tó ń rò pé nǹkan kan ni ìyá kan máa fún wọn, ó máa sú gbogbo wọn láìpẹ́, and they will come back. Mo sọ fún yín pé àwa la ní sí àgbẹ̀yìn. There will be a lot of activities, but we will leave it like that. Everywhere we were, Ìgbòho rán mi iṣẹ́ sí anybody. Bàbá Akintoye dẹ̀ ti rán mi iṣẹ́ sí anybody. Ìtọ́ rán mi ni pé ká máa lọ campaign pé Yorùbá máa lọ. But èyí tó kù, ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà ní Yọmí gbé sábẹ́ ẹkùn. It's not for public consumption. Ó kù díẹ̀ nìbọn ró ni. Nàìjíríà, Fúlàní ò ní threaten wa, Haúsá ò ní threaten wa, Igbo ò ní threaten wa. Even Tinubu, gbogbo ẹni mo fi sọ, kò ní, mo fẹ́ lo èdè kan, bọ̀ mo ṣe fi tọmọlúàbí ètò sí. Màá kọ́ sọ pé Jagaban kò lè threaten wa lórí ìdágbédání. Take it to the market. Kò lọ fẹ́ ra oúnjẹ. Ó kù díẹ̀ ni. We're still preparing again. We've done it before in 3 years. Montashe now. Mo sọ fún yín pé ẹ dúpẹ́ pé mo instigate pé ká lọ sí Èkó ní July 1st after tí wọ́n lọ attack ilé Ìgbòho. If I have done that, tí mo sọ fún CSI pé we will go. Adé kò ní jọ yẹn. Òkú máa kú gan. But ibi táwa kọ́lá máa wà nísìn. But only there's always another day. Òun là sọ. Àwa tún dúró. Ìwọ tó ń fẹ́ dìbò ní 2027. Má lọ gba PVC sílẹ̀. Kó má tètè darapọ̀ mọ́ Yoruba Nation. Ká pull Nigeria out. I will be monitoring this week. Is a very, very important week. Into my lórí àwọn Biafra. Mo ti lò 3 hours, which I don't normally want to stay more than 3 hours. Week yìí wà very, very important fáwọn Biafra. I'm going to speak to Simon Ekpa tomorrow, God willing. Màá try láti bá sọ̀rọ̀ ní ọ̀la. It's been very busy, but we talk behind the scene. It's a very, very busy week. There's more reason to be busy. The Kano case comes back on the 15th. Ẹ sọ fún Tinubu pé kó release the Kano kó jẹ́ kó kúrò ní Nàìjíríà kó lọ on exile. Kí Tinubu lè máa ṣèjọba ẹ̀ lọ. Àbọ̀rọ̀ là ń sọ fún ọmọlúàbí tó bá dénú ẹ̀ àdòdèndè. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá mọ President Tinubu, advice làwa kàn fún wọn. Kó release the Kano kó jẹ́ kó lọ on exile. Kó kúrò ní Nàìjíríà, kó sìn dé airport, kó fly ẹ̀ jáde, ibikíbi tó bá fi hàn kó máa lọ. Kò sí nǹkan tó lè ṣe, kò sí nǹkan kan tó lè ṣẹlẹ̀. Èmi ò ní kankan máa ṣẹlẹ̀, mo ní intelligent kankan, mo ní information kankan. Àwa kàn ṣe advice. But àdúrà tèmi ni pé gbogbo tó máa jẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà dàrú ni mò ń gbà. So a jẹ́ pé tó bá fẹ́ jẹ́ kó tètè dàrú, kó má release ẹ̀. Àmọ́ tó fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ on the 15th. Whatever is going to happen, Biafra are not backing down. I know that. But my boss, I'm not sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́la. And like I always say, orígbà tí Nnamdi Kanu bá jáde, tó bá ní Koiki àti Igboho àjọ máa ṣe meeting padà, kó wá sọ fún wa pé Simon Ekpa o, in tóun sọ fún wa nígbà yẹn kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́, máa jáde officially. Máa sọ fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá àtàwọn ọmọ Biafra. Àwọn ọmọ Simon Ekpa mọ̀. Lémi Ọláyọmí Koiki àti Simon Ekpa àṣìlẹ̀pá bí sugar. Right mi in tó ń béèrè fún, just like the Scottish people. Mo ní rí jù bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn lọ. Kọ̀bẹ̀ Dédùmarè kó wá pẹ̀lú wa. KOIKIMEDIA bringing the work closer to your doorstep. And on that note, we end the program this morning. Thank you so much. And many of you are still sending your receipt and your invoice. I think I've just picked up one again. Mrs. Nikki Eshegoni. I think that's just come up on the screen right now. But tomorrow I'll give an update. But the mobilization start going straight to our CSI. So tell you about my more I better see a lot. Thank you so much once again for the trust that you kept on this platform. Kolomba Droti Yawa Bimileko. We haven't seen her for a while. I tried to call her, we couldn't get through, but I'll try again. Thank you once again for being part of this program. We are getting there. We are getting there. Kolofonke and Oyamejeji Totiku. Yoruba Nation has come to stay. And we go from here. Thank you so much to every single person that have donated. And those that can't donate for whatever reason, we still thank you because you have been doing it prior to this day. And I'm sure you'll still be doing it. Muki Alaja Bangbala, Muki Eshegoni, Muki Alaja Adeyeye, and the rest of all our mothers. We love you. We appreciate you. And we love all your advice that you give KOIKIMEDIA. Anytime we allow delay, it's costing you a lot of money. I know that. Okudie, like borrow alone. Let's listen to this before we go.
Enough is too much.
kékeré lè tẹ̀rí láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà ètò máa ju eléyìí lọ àjáde láṣẹdùmarè. CSI, we love you. Baba Akintoye, we love you. And all our leaders, we appreciate you and we thank you. Orílẹ̀-èdè Àgbéga ìgbàgbọ́ ó dàrọ̀ àti bẹ́rù kàṣiṣẹ́ ìṣọ̀kan ìkẹjẹ́ tẹ̀síwájú ọ̀pẹ̀yẹrẹ àtẹ̀yìn ọmọdédé bọ́ sí ipò ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògbadéláwọ̀ àwa ni. Good night, everybody. Goodbye. We'll be back again in the morning for the education and awareness. Yoruba Nation, no going back. Bye for now. Here I'm in Lincoln. Good